the voice of the Pirate Nation.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple.
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, everyone, welcome in to Pirate Radio Live on a Friday. Clip Brock here with you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are live online, pr927fm.com. We are streaming on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. You can check us out there. As got a lot of in-studio guests coming up, including in the 4 o'clock hour. Rick Smith, former ECU defensive coordinator, will be here. He'll break down what he saw from ECU, UCF, and get you ready for ECU, Georgia State. We'll check in with Brian North coming up in the 4 o'clock hour as well. Get you ready for all the action going on this football weekend. And in the 5 o'clock hour, Morgan Ahlers is here. So we'll talk to the voice of Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, hear from Mike Houston, what he had to say. Pretty intense yesterday during the Zoom. So we'll have that for you. And we'll open up the booty bag in our 3rd hour as well. We'll kick it off as we do on Fridays with Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com. Hello, Tony.
Good day, sir.
Panthers pick up a dub.
First one in 10 straight games.
Been a while.
300 it's like a full 365 days.
Before we get into what happened last night, and what will happen on Sunday, Shirley, I know you've been busy today. Anything going on at the Shirley Rhodes news desk? Pretty slow news day?
I'm going to say it's a slow news day because I have no clue. I've been busy all day. I haven't had to check. I do know that the Steelers-Titans game has been moved to Week 7, and they're going to move the Steelers-Ravens game to Week 8.
Okay.
So that I do know. But other than that, I got nothing.
Yeah, no Steelers-Titans this weekend. That game has been moved to October 25th. So kind of shuffling things around, Tony. And this is okay when something like this happens before your bye week. You just hope it doesn't happen after the bye week because that's when things are going to get difficult to play these games.
It's going to be weird for fantasy football at that point. Like, how does that work? And wouldn't that stink if you're starting quarterback, you just weren't prepared for it, and then all of a sudden you've got buys on the same week or no buys on the I don't even know.
That's what really matters, too. Fantasy football.
Certainly.
That's the only thing that matters with all of this. All right, so we'll get to ECU, Georgia State later on. Tony, did you watch the ECU game last week, by the way?
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I watched the first. I had to take my son somewhere, so I listened part on the radio, watched as much as I could. But around the 4th quarter, I tuned out.
Any thoughts?
I would say is that the defense I thought was played far better than people should have expected, and I mean, so that was
in
a
that
giant
first quarter, especially.
Yeah, they were, and I mean, kind of like the Panthers in some way. When you're playing a team that has superior talent, you can't make a lot of mistakes, and I know that the mistakes for the Pirates didn't really turn into immediate points, but they were lost opportunities in those cases
to put points on the board.
Yeah. And so, but I think we should be pretty happy, to be honest, is with the kind of circumstances facing the team, with COVID that's been going on, the lack of practice and stuff, and that was a showing for a Pirates team where the defense has just been very porous for the last couple of years, and it was almost a sort of strength. And then I can't remember the kid's name, but the transfer from UCLA,
Adi Omatosho.
Yeah, he was an exciting player, and so I think there's some real talent. And I was listening to your picks. You guys pick your player of the game.
Oh yeah,
before, and I was sitting there going Penix,
yeah.
And they played pretty well.
Scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
And they had 4 different running backs get at least 8 carries on Saturday. We'll see if that continues on into the Georgia State game.
They did eat their Parkers before the game, though, because they had greasy fingers.
That they did.
They were fumbling everywhere.
And right before kickoff, apparently.
Yeah.
That the grease.
Corn sticks. Leave the corn sticks alone until after the game, boys.
Charlie on Facebook Live says, nice hat clip. Thank you, Charlie. This is a Greensboro Grasshoppers hat that was gifted to me by Charlie.
Oh, well,
so,
good. sir.
I got a box at the Pirate Radio Studios one day, and it was a fitted.
Hey, Charlie, I wear hats too. I don't know my
No, we're not going to cover up that head of hair.
I know I've been not wearing a hat for you alone, Clip.
We have a gift for you anyway, Tony. Let's lift it up. Lift up that side. We're going to gift you the. Oh yeah, there's a delay, so we can't see it on here.
This is my buddy DJ Moore. I'm going to put hair on him, and he's going to be Robbie Anderson.
The DJ Moore stand up to add. I don't know. It's your podcast room or whatever.
Yeah,
you can do something with it.
I'll do all types of stuff with it.
Okay, I don't know.
That was a little farther than I wanted to go.
All right, now lean it back like that. Now it's good. All right, so
don't drop it like DJ drops it.
Craig says he wants to win, but just being able to watch ECU brings a little normalcy to my life. Anything else is gravy. I think that's a pretty good point. Like these football weekends make you feel like that it is somewhat normal. I mean, you turn the game on and there's no fans or not a lot of fans, and that is weird, but having a pregame show tomorrow, a game to watch, a game to recap,
something to talk about, other than COVID,
exactly.
And
I agree.
I thought the fact that the Pirates, what did Glenn say, that it was going to be like 120 over under? He said it was going to be like 68 to 30. It was like 90 points over under. He thought it was going to be. So I thought the fact that they just didn't come out and light us up from the beginning was a good thing. And then that offense, boy, they line up quick, don't they?
Too quick. They had 4 straight false starts. They were trying to go too fast. And so Georgia State coming up tomorrow, noon on ESPNU. Our pregame coverage begins at 8 a.m.
Don't misread the COVID test, Georgia State.
Yeah, that...
what a bizarre story that was.
I mean, there's like false positives, false negatives, but that was the first I've seen of like, whoops, I read that wrong.
Like he was dyslexic.
Yeah, read it backwards or whatever. I don't know. All right, so let's recap Panthers. Hey, we got Chandler here. Chandler, stick around for his picks because he's the only one amongst us that knows football, apparently.
Lies. He's just picking. He's just been calling Pat up the whole time. Numbers don't lie, Tony.
Hey, Ruffin McNeil once says, men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Okay.
So I'm just throwing that out there. I don't lie either when I told you that the Chargers weren't that good. You were trying to make them sound like the 85 Bears.
Nah, okay. A little bit too much, but you guys were giving me crap about it. They were not as dominant on defense at all. They weren't good on defense that day. And the Panthers, though, weren't that great at anything that day, but still somehow won.
I got some talking points here, Tony. I'll go down one by one, and if you have more to add, please do. But how about that last play?
Crazy awesome.
So it's happening live, and Allen's got the ball, and you see what's going to happen. He's going to pitch it. You're like, oh, this thing never works. But then when they show the replay of the other view,
there's nobody on the left side of the field, and the ball is right there.
Like he should have.
Like, why didn't he catch it?
Yeah.
I was surprised that it didn't work. Again, the Panthers got everything went right for the Panthers on Sunday, and that is one example of that. Another example is the play right before it where they go deep in the end zone to Keenan Allen, and Troy Pride Jr. was the cornerback who fell down on the play, and Trey Boston goes over there and goes for the ball, high points it and takes it away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there were some plays there that the Panthers did make, but, a lot of, I would say, they weren't able to capitalize on the turnovers and put points up early in that game. Is 5 field goals from Joey Sly, and you're just not going to win on a regular, consistent basis with that.
Well, I'll go ahead and skip down to the bottom because it could be at the top. A big day for Panthers special teams. You had all the Sly field goals. And Chandler, who was your MVP of that game?
Well, the other day I said I had 2 game balls. One, congratulations, Matt Rule, on the first win.
Okay.
My second one went to J.J. Jansen on the great hustle play by the great long snapper.
Chandler is a former long snapper, so he's got a place in his heart.
AKA Redundant J is what we call him.
Redundant J, I like it.
J.J. Jansen. J.J. Jansen, Redundant J. No, he did make a great play. It looked ridiculous at first, though, didn't it?
Oh, it's very frustrating because at first I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. But then when they went back and slowed it down, I really didn't know the rule on I guess it's kind of like a pass, completing a pass on the sideline. If you can control the ball, you get your feet down, and basically that's what he did.
We were just watching the tracking the ball after he threw it, and then it was a game of hot potato after that. And then there was everybody standing around, and you were just like, I wish nobody was standing here at this moment, but it did work out for us. That was the play of the game.
Yeah, and then when they brought the rules analysts in, I got more confident in that we would have them on the 1 yard line, and then we almost screwed up there, Tony. I mean, we let them, we had them starting at the 1 yard line, and they basically got deep into our territory. And things got kind of worrisome. And on that play, I went back and watched it. If that exchange is more clean, the Chargers escaped with a win that day.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, the play before, it kind of reminded me of the start of the Pirates game, where the Pirates go down, 95 yards on the first one, and then you get these 4 off false starts, and you're like, oh man, this is the best position
in our favor.
And then they go 100 yards.
Yeah. Igo said that Gabriel, I think on that drive, had 100 yards passing, which has got to be a record, right? Because of all the penalties, like they kept getting backed up, so he'd get more yards, and they'd back up, and he'd get more yards.
I had 120 yards passing on one drive.
It was a 75-yard drive, I think.
Yeah, and he had 100 yards passing.
That's awesome.
Mike Davis, 91 total yards, and it was like 45 in rushing, 46 receiving, something like that.
Yeah,
and had a touchdown.
He was the offensive player of the game in many ways. Is that he was the one that was putting the points up. Is that I know it was not Teddy Bridgewater, that's for sure, but he did. The one passing touchdown he had was to Mike Davis. It was a screen pass. I was just thinking of Pat Ryder the whole time.
Running backs don't matter. You can plug anybody in.
Yes, and then it became a conversation on the podcast. So, yeah, it's nice to have what he reminded me of Mike Tolbert a little bit, like a dancing bear out there. He's a big fella, stocky, kind of nimble for his look anyway. So that was fun. I mean, it was just nice to get a W. But again, I keep going to this, and I know you guys are going to be like, well, you just think the Chargers are good. No, the Panthers didn't necessarily win the game in many ways. The Chargers gave it away in so many moments. So I mean, we'll take the W. We'll be happy about that. But it was not the one thing I would say is the Panthers defense has gotten better from week to week.
One of my bullet points is I believe he finally got some pressure on the quarterback, right?
We did. I think we got a sack or 2.
It took 3 weeks, but we finally got one. Brian Burns is back in the mix. And I said it the other day on the show on Monday. Hopefully we get him in more than last year. And he was our first-round pick last year. I saw a tweet that he averaged 29.4 snaps last year. I think he's averaging in the mid-50s this year.
Yeah, I mean,
get him more involved.
We do. The one problem, though, and I don't want people to get their hopes up too much about Brian Burns at this point, is, yes, he did have an important game for us against the Chargers. He was really responsible for 2 game-changing plays where he caused 2 fumbles. But the problem, or what I would say, is he does what he does, and that is he's an outside rusher. He's a speed rusher on the outside. And because Herbert is a tall quarterback, he's 6'5", he's a lot like Cam Newton, and he's still young and inexperienced in many ways. He drops back real far, and he wasn't climbing the pocket, and that helps an outside speed rusher, because the way to negate an outside speed rusher is to get them to go too far, and then they have to try to come back to the quarterback. So it was kind of the perfect situation for Brian Burns. We'll take the sacks, we'll take the fumbles, but I'll be excited to see him develop kind of some inside moves that make him more of a balanced and versatile pass rusher.
Yeah, I was very excited to see that pass rush come back this previous week. But now I'm kind of worried, kind of like how Clip was worried a couple weeks ago with his Washington football team. You saw a great pass rush, but now we have to play Kyler Murray, who is Mighty Mouse and is scampering around the football field. So hopefully we don't get too much pressure and outside pressure where he just kind of scampers off.
I'm not feeling good about this matchup.
Well, I'll give you a reason to feel a little bit better in a moment. But first of all, Tony, Rick Smith coming up at 4 o'clock. You were breaking it down like Coach Smith does there.
Nice.
That was like Edge NFL matchup with Merrill Hodge and Ron Jaworski back in the day.
Every now and then, a broke clock is right twice a day.
Cliff Kingsbury said DeAndre Hopkins will be a game-time decision on Sunday.
What's the decision? Play. That's what I would say. I would say, why are we making a decision here? Play, DeAndre. That's what I would say if I was Kingsbury.
Oh, okay.
Come on, no decision to be made. They need DeAndre Hopkins.
All right. I believe Christian Kirk was out last week.
Yep.
So
that's why we had Isabella, and every time he scored, I just thought of that Jimi Hendrix song.
Which
Isabella?
one? I don't know that.
Okay. I think that's what it is. I'm bad with names, so it could be like Gabriella for all I know.
Gabriella.
While I'm thinking about it, Tony, there is something that rang true from you last week in your comments. You might say that you not know football, but you were right when you said that Justin Herbert can sling the football.
Good gosh.
My goodness gracious.
Y'all like him? I hadn't really watched much of him.
I tell you one thing is that first he came out and tried to throw a touchdown in Charlotte, and they were playing in L.A. I mean, that guy has a cannon, man. And so he's a lot like a Cam Newton type player, just a cannon of arm, big body presence. We'll see how he develops. It'll be interesting to see, but I mean he's played pretty well. He's had his two opening starts over 300 yards passing. He did have a couple of, I mean, his eyes, they read his eyes and they were able to get some interceptions. Dante Jackson got a big interception, and this time he did not run out of bounds and actually kept running and got them to the goal line where they then kicked a field goal.
I'm sorry, all I can think about now is you being at concerts and you don't know you get names wrong all the time. So you're at the Allman Brothers concert. Sweet Miranda. Oh, Melissa, I'm sorry. Everybody keeps looking at you funny. Sweet Christine.
Yeah.
Pum, pum, pum.
What about, what was B.B. King's guitar? Lucille?
Lucille.
So it'd be like Lacey?
Yeah, Linda.
Linda.
All right, back to football. Let's see, anything else I had? Oh, Tony, another thing you said, we're trying to build you back up. You were feeling down on Sunday. You texted me and said you didn't know if you should come on the show anymore because you didn't know anything about football. I didn't say you were wrong.
No, you did not.
But I did invite you back.
You did tell me to keep coming back because obviously you don't either.
I certainly don't, and we'll reveal our picks from last week in a moment. But last week you said Robbie Anderson was turning into a possession receiver. He had 5 for 55 last week.
Yeah, I mean, and he is what we lack a lot of size on the outside. He's like the tallest guy on the team. Seth Roberts is getting more snaps at this point. But you're used to seeing who we talking? Robbie Anderson going 2 for 71
right, yeah,
with a touchdown. I wonder too how much this though is about Teddy Bridgewater as well. And
can't throw the deep ball.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not the ability to just throw the lasers, and maybe that gives defenses different looks. I don't know. You'd have to ask the coach about this. Is when you can't throw the deep ball, I'm sure it's a number of factors. I'm sure it's got a little bit to do with your quarterback. It's got something to do with your offensive line, and then it probably has to do with the coverages that they're able to give you because of the other threats they have. So I'm sure there's a couple of things going into the equation there, but Teddy Bridgewater does not have a Justin Herbert-like arm.
No.
Now, it doesn't mean he's incapable of throwing it deep at all, but he throws those kind of looping ones, and so Teddy Bridgewater is below it. He's not very good.
All the deep balls that we've seen from Teddy Bridgewater this year, most of the ones I'm thinking the target is DJ Moore, but most of them you see the receivers having to slow down their routes or having to come back to the ball. We saw that last week, which I thought it was a great play call by Joe Brady. I think it was on the drive to kill time.
Yeah,
we came out on play action.
Yeah, first play of that last drive.
But even that throw, I mean, he got it over the defender, thank God. But I mean, DJ had to kind of slow down his route and come back to the ball, rather than catch him in stride.
Yeah, and go into the house in that case.
Right.
I mean, is that Teddy Bridgewater is been sufficient? Is that he's not turning the ball, other than the Tampa Bay game, he hasn't turned the ball over unnecessarily, but he plays very conservative, and that might be the reason he has a 78% completion rate, because he's taking a lot of easy looks. Now, they asked Joe Brady about this in his press conference, and he was very complimentary of what Teddy's doing. He's saying he's giving him what the defense, he's taking what the defense gives him. But, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. But I do think it's kind of a lack of a couple of things, and Teddy Bridgewater's arm strength is probably part of it.
Well, I will say the Panthers, they're 1-2, but they've been in every game late.
We're tied for second in the division right now.
No, can't relate. My team's in first.
No, they're not.
Well, I mean, they're tied for first, and they have a division win, so technically they're in first place.
You guys have got to win. Who'd you beat?
The Eagles, Tony.
Oh,
the
that's
Eagles.
right.
It was a while back, and we're not going to win for a while, but we do have a win. All right, did y'all watch last night?
No.
I did watch Sam Darnold's dart to the end zone.
The run?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Was it me, or did it look like he did like a fake slide? Like he looked like he was going to slide, then kind of popped back up, and then just took it to the house.
You saw it, right, Tony?
No, I did see the Jerry Jeudy touchdown, though.
That was cool.
That was pretty awesome.
I like Jeudy a lot. This run by Darnold. Let's see if
47 yards.
Dart to the end zone. The run. Yeah.
Look at this, Tony. Oh, and then poor tackling, of course, but that was the Jets' highlight of the night. They lose 37-28. Brett Rippon, nephew of former Redskins quarterback Mark Rippon, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. Melvin Gordon, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. First touchdown for Jerry Jeudy. Not much to discuss in this one.
His aunt, Kelly Ripa, is hot.
You know what's funny?
Bad names.
Is it Angela Rippon? Angela Rippon. It was in the Lingerie Football League. You joke about his... so
is that his wife?
That would be his cousin, I think. Okay. Yeah, Mark's daughter.
His kissing cousin.
Okay, we'll move on from this. Shirley, let's take a time out. Come back. We'll make our selections for this week. We are down a game with the Titans and Steelers being postponed, but a lot of games to discuss. Tony, calm yourself. We will.
I see a typo.
What you got?
At the bottom, it says Falcons at Panthers.
Okay, that should say Packers.
I got the Panthers.
I got the Falcons up the entire game, and the Panthers come back and win. All right, we will make our selections when we return after this.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier American-styled restaurant and bar. Join us at the Rick House for mouth-watering steaks and the best burgers around. Check out the spicy mahi risotto or the bourbon pecan salmon. Wednesday night is date night. 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Thursday is ladies' night with $5 martinis and special apps. The Rick House, American Provisions and Spirits, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville. The Rick House.
Hey guys, do you not look your best? Do your hair and nails need some work? When is the last time you looked at your feet? Guys, I can assure you that the ladies love a nicely groomed man. I'm Amanda and I have the solution. The Man Cave is now open, offering salon services for men only. Men, come enjoy the complimentary lounge before or after your service with free food, drinks, and pool table. The Man Cave, now open on the corner of Fire Tower and Evans, Greenville.
Are you trying to reduce clutter? Want to save a tree? Greenville Utilities can help. E-bill is a simple solution. Imagine getting an email letting you know your bill is ready. And with a few clicks on your computer or smartphone, you can review and pay your bill. It's just that easy. Signing up is simple. All you need to do is to log on to your account at guc.com and update your contact information and e-bill setting. You can even continue to receive a paper bill if you'd like. E-bill from Greenville Utilities. Just one of the ways GUC is here for you.
May 2020, a riot erupts in downtown Greenville. Small businesses are looted. The county courthouse windows are smashed. American flags are torn down and burned. Liberal State House candidate Brian Farkas refused to condemn the violence. Instead, Farkas attacked our police by calling for a radical statewide oversight committee that would bypass our local elected sheriff and district attorney. Farkas even took a $5,400 donation from a group which explicitly seeks to defund our local police at a time when we need them most. State Representative Dr. Perrin Jones has taken a different approach. He's working with Democrats and Republicans in Pitt County to institute meaningful reforms that protect victims of crime and the rule of law, all while honoring those who put their lives on the line for us every day.
I'm Dr. Perrin Jones, and I'll stand up for our police here in Pitt County and across North Carolina.
Dr. Perrin Jones for State House, paid for by supporters of Perrin Jones.
When you don't have time to go to lunch, let Jimmy John's deliver lunch to you. With Jimmy John's, we can get a freaky fresh sandwich to you freaky fast. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com. Dinner's great. It's one of your top 3 favorite meals. You just don't want to have to make it. Well, with Jimmy John's, you don't have to. Whether you live in a sandwich delivery zone or head into the store, you can always get a freaky fresh sandwich. Click to order at jimmyjohns.com.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is assistant football coach Drew Dudzik, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Brown & Wood is your home of the best selection of GMC, Cadillac, Buick, and Mazda in Eastern North Carolina for over 83 years. Shop their entire inventory online at brownandwoodauto.com, or you can visit them on their location, on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, weird news story of the day, Shirley, that it didn't make the Shirley Rhodes news desk, but we did discuss it. There was an actor, and Tony's bad with names. Have you seen the story about the, Tony. Cubs get gunned down at the plate, 2 outs in the 4th, runners on the corners, no score. Did you see the actor that got attacked on the street?
No.
By a random attacker?
It was sucker punched.
Sucker punched. He says he's okay.
Yeah.
I saw that. So it's a famous short actor, like from the 80s, I would say.
From the 80s. Oh, is this Rick Moranis?
Yes.
Well done. Well done.
Did you know it, Chandler? What were you going to say, like Danny DeVito? Or
I was going to say Danny DeVito.
Yeah. He's another short actor.
I was just going to just say one line from the movie. Are you the gatekeeper?
Yep.
What is your favorite Rick Moranis movie?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Well,
I'm still in love with that girl.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
where'd you learn how to do that? French class.
That was an early 90s classic for Tony and I's era, for sure.
That's one you get to watch with the kids, and it still holds up.
What do you, Shirley, like? Little Shop of Horrors or...
I loved Little Shop of Horrors, but I absolutely loved him in Ghostbusters.
Yes, it was Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, he was... Yeah, of course.
Lord Helmet, was that his name?
I tell
Lord
you,
Helmet.
that movie is terribly good.
And he was in Little Giants, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was the coach in Little Giants.
Good call. And
I just like that opening scene of Spaceballs where the ship comes out. It just keeps going and coming.
So he coached the Little Giants. Did Al Bundy coach the Ed O'Neill coach the Cowboys in that movie?
Or was it John No,
it wasn't John Candy.
Okay. John Voight?
No, it wouldn't have been John Voight.
He was in Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's Angelina Jolie's dad.
We're going. This is like.
Welcome to the wormhole, folks.
6 degrees of Kevin
Guess what?
Bacon. We got to get Kevin Bacon.
I'm lost. I was lost at Rick Moranis.
You got
I don't know who any of these other people are.
You don't know who John Voight is?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I just would never be able to get his name right.
All right.
John Hoyt. Man, that guy is awesome.
Johnny H. All right. I know more about football than anybody in this building right now.
Oh, my buddy Andrew Harris from Familia just sent me. He said Strange Brew. Is that a Rick Moranis movie? No.
Do they have that for sale at Familia?
I don't know, but go to Familia. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see what he.
Strange Brew.
1983.
What was the premise of the movie?
Oh, look at this!
Oh God, he looks young.
Look at this. He's great with movies too. But that is Rick Moranis.
Yeah, he looks super young in that movie.
Go get a pizza at Familia, folks, or some
Strange
pasta.
Brew. Okay. All right, I'll check that out, Andrew. All right.
Help pay my family's bills. Not my family, but my nephew's bills.
You're familiar. I went 7-7 last week, straight up in NFL picks.
You're awesome at this football thing.
Tony went 8-6.
Oh, I'm awesomer.
And Chandler went 10-4. Comments?
Well, that's what happens when you just pick the favorite every time.
Oh, Tony, please.
Let's go back and look at what went down last week.
We picked the Giants.
Yeah.
And the Falcons.
We deserve to lose.
Yes.
Did I not say last week the Falcons are telling us not to pick them? And
yes,
we continue
you were
to do
right.
so? I was right and wrong.
I even bet on the Falcons.
Chandler's big picks against us was 49ers, which I don't know
that
what
was
we
the
were
same
thinking.
game.
Let's see. Chandler and I believed in the Panthers, unlike Tony last week. Chandler had everything else. Like
he had 2 games, so it would have been the Niners and the Panthers.
And Tony, you took the Packers, which was a good call last week. That was
now the Lazard though is out. Not indefinitely, but he's got a core muscle surgery.
A lot of receivers out. Terry McLaurin looks like he's doubtful to play on Sunday. So a lot of receivers out. All right, Cardinals, Panthers. Chandler already said he's a little nervous about Calamari, a.k.a. Kyler Murray. What if they don't have Hopkins and Kirk?
This is where it's like not fair to... Well, I won't say not fair. We have to pick.
This isn't fair.
Well, with the Falcons, you make the pick and then Foles comes in, and it's like it's a different game now.
We bet, well, I can't say. Yeah, we bet against Trubisky.
Yeah.
Not Foles.
Right.
Chandler, can we get that game scrapped from our records?
No. The Cardinals are without Budda Baker again this week, right?
Probably. I think so. Like he had a thumb surgery or something.
Is anybody going to take the Panthers?
I'm not.
I think I am.
If DeAndre Hopkins is out, I'll take the Panthers. Can we do a conditional pick?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
If DeAndre Hopkins...
If Hopkins starts, you got the Cardinals.
Right.
If he doesn't, you got the Panthers.
Correct.
I'm taking the Panthers.
I'm taking the Panthers straight up.
Wow.
No matter what?
Cardinals are definitely winning this game.
Wow.
All right, so can we move on from the Panthers?
That wasn't even on the list, so...
No, it's down here.
It's in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I usually put it at the top, but I didn't this time. All right, Phillip Rivers on the road against Nick Foles. The matchup we've always wanted. Colts at Bears.
Question about the game last week, the Colts game. Did they take Phillip Rivers out to just protect him in his old age at the end? I saw...
they were blowing him out.
Yeah. Was that just Forsett in there at the end?
What did you call him?
Forsett?
Jacoby Brissett. This is not a gimmick. Tony is really bad with names. That's his thing.
Right.
I'm assuming...
It shows me, really, you know what it is? I've learned that I'm bad with names because I don't really care about these people.
Well, that's just sad.
I know.
I care about
I know. Chip.
I'm pretty sure it was because the score was out of hand.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything about a Rivers injury.
I'm going to take the Colts here because the Bears' defense is not good.
Okay.
Troy D will not be wearing his victory hat on Monday.
Oh, all right. We're all on the Colts.
He'll have his loser's shine on.
What's the shine?
The opposite of this.
A bald head?
Yeah.
The lighting, could be bouncing off that dome. Jags at Bengals. I'm taking, you know what, Tony? You have to walk before you can run. You have to tie before you can win. I'm taking the Bengals coming off a tie, and they're going to get their first win with Joe Burrow on Sunday.
Joe Burrow's been playing pretty well. I mean, he makes a lot happen out of nothing. This is like, I'm going to say a tie. This game's a tie.
I'm going Jags.
The Jags, though, did look, they brought back down to earth.
Yeah.
Minshew was not helped by his receivers in that game at all.
No.
I think I'll go. I'm going to roll with you with the Bengals getting their first win.
Browns at Cowboys. This total is at 56. That still might be too low because the Cowboys don't play any defense, but they put up a ton of points
in the fourth quarter, nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, Cowboys.
Can you take the under through 3? And then the over? Is there like live betting for over? Under?
Well, I guess what you would do is just live bet the over in the third quarter.
Okay.
Something like that.
That's what I would do.
All right.
I'll take the Cowboys because the Browns are still not good.
I guess I will too. Chandler?
Sweep.
Sweep them. Saints at Lions. Ugh. I want to take Detroit here. I'm out on Breeze. And
are you?
Out on Breeze, yeah. I mean, Alvin Kamara, it's a good thing they paid him because they're going to kill the guy. They're doing what the Panthers do with McCaffrey, just giving him 45 touches a game.
It's bad. He had 42 fantasy points for me last week. I mean, it was just insane.
How many catches was that?
9.
Right, yeah.
You know, he was just killing it. And then the Lions, man, are they fool's gold again?
Yes, they are. But I'm taking them.
I'm taking the Saints then.
All right. Probably the smarter pick. Chandler?
I'm going Saints.
Okay. Seahawks at Dolphins. Those Dolphins are frisky.
No, they're not.
Okay. Maybe not on Sunday, you're saying that. Overall, they are frisky.
That is true. That's why you have to watch The Boys. You would learn all about Dolphins' habits.
I need to see that. I heard it's good.
Yeah, it is good.
Oh, by the way, huge news today. Just dropped about an hour ago. Cobra Kai Season 3 coming out January of 2021. So get excited, people.
Talk about being a weird place in your life when you root for Cobra Kai.
That's what Tony likes, the bad guys.
Yeah. Seahawks.
This game's going to be close, though. I'm telling you. Give me the Seahawks. Chandler?
I'm going Hawks.
Chargers at Bucks. I will take the Buccaneers.
I as well. The Bucks are starting to hit their stride. The Bucks defense is going to be problematic for Justin Herbert in that offense this week.
Wow, that awesome offense. Chandler?
Chargers.
What?
The Chargers are
He's
great.
got problems with names.
Are you trying to say Bucks? Why do you like the Chargers here?
I mean, just to give me like a lift up game. Y'all both went Bucks, right?
So he's like throwing breadcrumbs out to us now.
Thanks.
Boy.
I don't want your stinking charity.
Actually, I'll take it.
Ravens at Washington. This is going to be an absolute bloodbath. Give me the Ravens by 4 touchdowns.
Give me the football team that's in purple.
Okay.
Not burgundy.
Had me going there for a moment. Chandler?
Sweet.
Yeah, this is bad. Let's get another break in, Shirley, and we'll come back. We will continue on and make our picks. Still got Vikings, Texans, Giants, Rams, Pats, Chiefs, Bills at Raiders, Eagles at Niners, and Falcons at Packers. More NFL talk. We'll get to ECU and Georgia State coming up in the 4 o'clock hour with Rick Smith, but more with Chan Man, Tony, Shirley, and myself after this.
It's a story that started in a community like ours. Cal Cunningham grew up in Lexington, where church youth groups working at the local brickyard and McDonald's shaped his life. And now Cal's running a different kind of campaign for the U.S. Senate.
I'm Cal Cunningham. I want my service in the U.S. Senate to be about listening and going places where Democrats don't always go. That's what I learned growing up in Lexington, where we don't check voter registration before taking care of our neighbors. We believe in hard work and service, just like the soldiers I served with overseas.
Cal Cunningham volunteered after 9/11, a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve who served 3 tours and took on corrupt government contractors. And Cal will take on the corruption in Washington that's been rigging the system for the drug and insurance companies. That's why Cal's not taking corporate PAC money, because he believes the top 1% don't need more favors. It's regular folks who need a voice. He'll be a senator on our side.
I'm Cal Cunningham, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Cal for NC.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
The new Pirates Cove Car Wash and Haviland Express Lube on Glen Burnie Road in New Bern is now open. Pirates Cove is now offering Fast Passes for $9.99 for new Fast Pass customers. These Fast Passes are good in New Bern and at all 3 Greenville locations. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and on East 10th Street. And now in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now, during hurricane season, is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Hey, welcome to Jack Brown's.
Hey, can I get a cheeseburger and add lettuce and tomato?
No, we don't have it. You can get some macaroni and barbecue chips on it, though. Greg Brady style.
Or cream cheese and jalapeno jelly.
Cobra Kai. Or bacon, a fried egg, and some cheese. Chiplet.
Or just cheese, like a cheeseburger.
Cool. I'll take a Greg Brady with those new cheese fries you guys got.
Sounds good.
Oh, I forgot. Can I get us that a ranch?
No! Jack Brown's, 805 Dickinson Avenue, Greenville.
Can't make it to the game? Relax. Bostic Sugg Furniture can provide you with the best seats in the house. We have the area's largest selection of Lazy Boy motion furniture in stock and ready to go. Lazy Boy recliners, reclining sofas, love seats, and reclining sectionals in hundreds of colors, styles, fabrics, and leather, all at a very comfortable price. Remember, when it comes to Lazy Boy motion furniture, we're your ticket to the best seats in the house. Bostic Sugg Furniture in Greenville.
This is Marcus Crandall, former ECU Pirate and Grey Cup champion. And you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? CopyPro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year. And they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a six-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, back with you on Pirate Radio Live in hour number 1. Got Rick Smith later on today's show, Brian North, Morgan Ahlers, comments from Mike Houston. We'll open up the booty bag. So plenty to go on today's edition of Pirate Radio Live. Coming up Saturday, 8 a.m. It's the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We'll take you up to the noon kickoff. We got another awesome giveaway coming up on Saturday as well. A case of Bud Light and a $25 gift card to Parker's Barbecue can be yours just by tuning in to the Bud Light pregame tailgate and calling in when I tell you to do so. So we'll have a lot of fun coming up on Saturday. We are making our picks for Week 4 of the NFL season, and next up, Chandler, Tony, myself, we have Vikings at Texans. A battle of 0-3 teams that had expectations going into the year. Vikings had a sizable lead against the Titans last week, let it slip away. Now they go to Houston, and I am perplexed on this game.
I would say somebody has to win, but we saw
that's not necessarily true.
It's not true. I'm going to take the Texans.
I think I'm going to take the Vikings on the road for some weird reason. Chandler?
I'm going to go Texans.
Okay. Giants at Rams. We're all taking the Rams.
Yes. The Giants. I'd rather go watch that Rick Moranis movie.
Beer League.
Little Giants? Oh, Strange Brew.
Strange Brew. Chandler?
Rams.
Yeah. Patriots at Chiefs. What's Cam got this week, Tony?
I think he's got a lot more than people are going to give him giving him credit for. He's going to kind of respond in this big moment, much like he did in Seattle. But give me the Chiefs here.
When you watch the Chiefs dismantle Baltimore, like, did anything change for you as far as what you think the hierarchy of the NFL is? I mean, are the Chiefs that much above everybody, including Baltimore?
No, I think that Baltimore has a problem with. First, they kind of abandoned their game plan a little bit too early. You know what I mean? They're only down 10, and you act like you're down 21.
And we saw, like, preseason and playoff Lamar, where he couldn't complete a pass.
Right,
he looked bad throwing the football.
No, I mean, we saw the Chiefs can be human just the week before. So we'll just have, I feel kind of bad for Cam in New England at this point because this is the 1 year their defense has been so strong, and then they had all those people opt out. And you can see a decline in their defensive performance. That Winovich, is that how you say his name? I don't know. Just the crazy guy that looks like he escaped an insane asylum.
Long blonde hair.
Yeah. He plays wild. He plays crazy. I think this is going to be a great game. I hope we get to watch it. Is it going to be one of those that it stunk that we did not get to see?
You know what? I need to talk about this too. Like, I saw Tyler Feldman and others saying, why is there no football on CBS or Fox? Like, football should be on. Well, there's a rule every week.
There's two games on one network.
If you haven't noticed by now, I don't know what the hell you've been watching. But there's a doubleheader on either Fox or CBS and a single game on either Fox or CBS. Every week. It's always been that way. I didn't understand it when I was 12, but I'm an adult now. And I understand things, Tony.
Well, you understand that it exists that way, but not that it should be that way.
No, it should, give us all the football we can have, but that is the way it is.
I also think that...
Are you saying we should not accept it and we should go to the NFL office or our local CBS affiliate down the street?
Yeah, let's go boycott.
All right.
No, we'll send Tyler out there and do a story on it, dressed in his entire gear.
Tony, I have good news for you. This is a 4:25 CBS kickoff, so this will be the game we'll be able to see.
I am interested to see, though. We've seen so much change in the way coverage of sports has happened since the internet. I'm irritated that I get my my internet, or not my internet, my cable, my TV, live TV through Hulu. So I use Suddenlink, then I get Hulu. Mm-hmm. Why can't I get straight from the NFL? The Game Pass.
Yeah, right. And a lot of people do have an issue with that. I guess the Sunday Ticket is DirecTV exclusive.
Right? Yeah, and then you can't even get basically the red. I mean, it's hard to even just get the red zone.
It really is. They do make that almost impossible to get.
And and then you get to realize that because I get the the Game Pass. Mm-hmm. And so I can watch the games the day later in the condensed version, which is awesome.
That is cool.
So you can watch all the games. They're 40 minutes a piece that way.
But after they happen, I don't really care to do that.
Well, if you don't watch on Sunday because you don't have the coverage, not all the time do I want to go to the bar.
No, you're right.
And I don't want to have to watch every single game. It's just sometimes I don't want to watch. What did we have to watch last week? It was the Falcons game.
Yeah.
You're just stuck with it.
What are we talking about? Oh, Patriots Chiefs. Chandler?
Oh, man.
Throw us a little breadcrumb.
I'm going to go with...
I think the Patriots can win this
I'm going to go with our boy Cam on the road.
Wow.
Throw us a piece of barbecue.
I guess I'll go with the Chiefs, and hopefully we can make up a few games on Chandler here, Tony. Bills at Raiders.
Trap game.
This one is interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Bills are 3-0. Raiders are 2-1.
So mad at that. Did you see the Bills should not have won last week?
What, the pass interference?
Yes. I mean, and the refs changed. They completely changed the game, and it gave them another chance down there. They moved the ball all the way to the 12-yard line, or the 9-yard line. And it really upset what my pick was because I had picked the Rams to go into Buffalo and do this, and then they mounted one of the greatest comebacks we've seen, only to be negated by the Zebras.
So what are you doing this week? Bills or Raiders?
I'm going to take the Raiders here.
Tony was 5 years early on the Bills.
Yeah.
You've always wanted the Bills to be kind of good and frisky, and
now I've got hard feelings.
Now they are actually already good, and you're picking against them. Chandler?
Oh, yeah. Let me go.
I'm feeling Raiders in this game, too. I'm taking the Raiders.
Dang it.
He's going to pick the Bills.
No.
You should.
I've already got
Chandler might have a 20-game lead on us after this week.
I know.
give me the Bills on the road.
Oh, God. This is scary now. I feel like we're going
Don't
the wrong
forget,
way.
he also picked the Chargers, though. We're okay.
I'm going to be looking at that game hard.
There's
All three of these
way,
games.
man. Tampa Bay's defense is
Tony,
legit.
how many times have we said there's no way about something, and it happens? Like, stop talking about it, please.
Okay.
Eagles at Niners.
Eagles.
No way.
Yes, way.
Are you serious?
Yes. Garoppolo's not coming back yet, is he?
Mullins had a good game last week. Well, I mean, it was against the
Giants.
Nick Mullins is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. There, I said it.
Maybe.
I'll take the Niners.
No way.
Chandler?
Give me the Niners.
Okay. You sure you want the Eagles?
Yes. They are also +7 in this game, so this is one of my picks this week I would put money on.
So you're +7 and
yeah, at first is look, I know that the Eagles are having problems. I understand that, but are they really 0-4 while the 49ers at some point injuries have to catch up with the 49ers?
I agree with that.
And so
the thing is they've been hurt, and not only have they been winning, they haven't skated by. But
they play the Jets and the Giants.
The schedule makers helped them out. That's for sure.
They played the Jets and the Giants. And to be to be down on the 49ers is the Giants are worse than they should be. I mean, they are horrific. And so last week, we both thought that the Giants had an opportunity because of the injuries.
I just thought there was too many injured now.
Yes, that's what I thought as well. But it turns out the Giants are that bad.
Yeah.
They're terrible. And interestingly, too, is that Matt Rule was a candidate or somebody that the Giants were targeting, and we got Matt Rule. They got Joe Judge.
They didn't even have a chance to interview him.
They didn't, but we have right now. If you look at where the two programs are at, the Panthers are ahead, and the coaching staff looks more prepared.
I forgot the Giants had James Bradbury until the other day,
and he's been playing very well too.
Yeah. I wonder if how hot Gettleman's seat is.
Oh, yeah, man, him
Pretty
and his
toasty.
two computer guys they're going to be out of a job soon.
They brought in some computer guys. That hasn't paid off quite yet. Tony, kind of like what you said with the Eagles, the Falcons are better than 0-3. I guess there are two sides of the ball, though. Their offense is better than 0-3. Their defense
is terrible.
Potentially worse than 0-3. I can't take them at Lambeau, so I will take the Packers.
Yeah, give me the Packers. I will never pick the Falcons again now.
I don't think this week the Falcons have a chance to screw up. I think I have.
They don't have a chance
to screw up.
Oh, to screw up.
To screw up.
To blow a lead.
Yeah, that's
so
what
they're
I'm saying.
just screwed.
I think I'm taking the Packers from kickoff.
Here's an interesting stat for you.
I love
that there has never been in football a team that has blown more than 2 15-point fourth quarter leads in the same season. The Falcons did it 2 weeks in a row.
I was going to say they did it in the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. So nobody's ever done it more than twice in a full season. If they do it one more time, they are the champs of suckiness.
There you go, Dan Quinn. Redbeard says Sling has all the sports and NFL Red Zone. You need a cheap antenna for local games.
Okay.
So there's a possibility for you. Redbeard with a little workaround there.
Or NFL Network could just stream it directly to us. I could just buy the Game Pass.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I wonder.
Crazy thought. It's coming. Once DirecTV goes out of business, which will be soon.
Because they've been giving everybody free NFL Sunday ticket for years, so they'll keep paying for DirecTV.
And because it's outdated. It's like we don't need Sirius Radio anymore either.
Yeah, you just need FM to listen to pirate radio.
That's it. Or you could just Bluetooth your Facebook live stream into your car. Ooh. Watch Facebook in your car.
Watch us.
Yeah. Not while you're driving, just at stoplights.
Yeah, exactly.
In the passenger seat.
Listen to us while you're driving, 10 and 2, and then when you're stopped.
I do so I will message in the show throughout the week occasionally. And I listen on the radio. I listen on FM. And then when I want to hop in and make a comment, I'll open up Facebook and I'll type something. And then I go, man, I'm way behind. Or, this is delayed. Facebook's delayed. If you really want to get ahead of the curve in our picks, you should listen on the radio. they would know what we picked a full 5 seconds earlier.
Before we say it on Facebook.
Yes.
You were active one day typing in. When was that?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it a pregame show? Or was it a regular
maybe.
show?
I don't remember.
Because I called you Anthony. Because I was like reading the names on Facebook. Anthony says...
it was about the Deion Sanders joint.
Okay.
About how Deion Sanders is the offensive line coach, DB coach.
That was it. All right, picks are in. Rick Smith is here, so we will let Tony go. Tony, you got the post-game show coming up after Panthers-Cardinals. Folks can tune into YouTube Live for that.
Yep. And then on Tuesday night, 9 p.m., we have the live podcast. This week, we've got the athletic beat writer, Tori. I got to look up her last name again for the Falcons.
Surprising me. Did I see you had a former player on recently?
We had Ed Smith, who was a former tight end for the Atlanta Falcons. Also, I just want to thank you for your time today, Chip Croc.
Before we go, I want to give a shout-out to Tony. I actually was a first-time listener of the C3 Panthers podcast on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Fantastic job.
Thank you.
Great insight. Your co-hosts are awesome.
Yeah, we have a good time.
So, and I also listen to your post-game, and I look forward to listening to your post-game this week.
Man, that's great. Man, look at this. I feel better.
I have yet to listen to Picking with the Professor yet, but I do plan on doing that in the future.
Just pick the other way.
That's the tip there. All right, a lot of love in the house today. Let's take a time out, come back. We will get you set for hour number 2. Rick Smith joins me inside the Pirate Radio studios, and we'll check in with Brian North, WCTI 12. That's on the way after this.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Representative John Bell, the Majority Leader of the North Carolina House, and it has been an honor serving the people of Eastern North Carolina the last 8 years. I've had the privilege of working with your local representatives, Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey, as they delivered hundreds of millions of dollars in COVID relief funding to our small businesses, healthcare providers, and families right here in Pitt County. Unfortunately, their opponents are funded by radical liberal out-of-state donors that want to destroy our agriculture heritage, defund the police, and silence your voice by buying this election. This is not North Carolina. We cannot and will not let this happen. Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey are focused on solutions, not revolutions. They will make sure your voice is heard and represent our Eastern North Carolina values. So Pirate Nation, the choice is clear. On November 3rd, please support and vote for Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey for the North Carolina House. Strong voices for Eastern North Carolina. Paid for by the John Bell Committee.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 Cadillac Escalade and save over $13,000 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
Medicare is not one size fits all, but which plan is right for you? Hi, I'm Denise Walker, and I'm a licensed insurance agent here in North Carolina. Whether you are turning 65, new to Medicare, or already have a plan, I can help you compare your Medicare options. I can help you find a plan offering low to no monthly premiums, prescription drug coverage, and a wide range of additional benefits like dental, hearing, vision, and more. Call me today at 434-531-5674 to get a no-cost, no-obligation Medicare benefits review.
Chico! Rebound!
Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville invites you to party on the patio. Chico's outside patio is the perfect place to get all your amigos together for some Mexican food and fun. Call Chico's now to make a reservation for any large or small fiesta with all of your amigos. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
This is Stephen Igo, publisher of HoistTheColors.net. Recruiting is the lifeblood of any college sports program, and no one devotes more coverage to the future of ECU athletics than Hoist the Colors. Want to know who's going to be the next Holton Ahlers or Jaden Gardner? We've got all the inside scoop on the Pirates' most talented recruits and top targets 24/7. Sign up now and get your first month of coverage for a single $1. HoistTheColors.net, the most reliable reporting on ECU athletics.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They'll come right to your home or office and drop off your phone on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, thank you, Shirley Rhodes. Welcome back into Pirate Radio Live on a Friday. Coming up later on in today's program, Morgan Ahlers, voice of Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, will be here inside the Pirate Radio studios. We'll also open up the booty bag in hour number 3 and make you a winner. But right now, we are joined in the Pirate Radio studios by former ECU defensive coordinator Rick Smith, who also joins us on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Coach Smith, good to see you again.
It's good to see you as always.
Got to preview another ball game today, Coach, as ECU gets ready for Georgia State. We'll get some of your thoughts on last week and also looking ahead to Saturday. And we'll also check in with Brian North from WCTI 12, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. North, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Clippy. You have my curiosity piqued. What are some of the things that would be in a booty bag?
A $10 gift card to Pops, a large 2-topping pizza to Domino's, a free car wash at Pirates Cove Car Wash. A lot of fun stuff in there, Brian.
All right, I'm interested.
For a guy that enjoys food like yourself, I think you'd be a fan of it. That's for sure.
Food, not only food, but free things. Yes, those are two of my favorite things in life.
North, I'll go ahead and get this out of the way. Usually on Saturdays in the fall when ECU is away, you try to get to a game in the state of North Carolina, and that's not just a FBS game or an FCS game. Could be a D2 game, could be any game. So how about in these times we live in now, do you have a game to go cover tomorrow, or are you hanging out at home?
I got nothing. In fact, when I saw the schedule come out, I always like to hit new stadiums or places I haven't been. And so Georgia State plays at the old Turner Field, and I thought what a great trip that would be to go down to Atlanta and check out Georgia State, a fastly improving and growing program, and see the Pirates play down there. But then with all the COVID restrictions we're under, that got taken away pretty quickly. But I actually would have been in Atlanta this weekend.
Kenny is checking in on Facebook Live. He is in Atlanta. He said the equipment truck has arrived. We are sitting outside at a local bar by the stadium having cold beers and saw the truck go by. And Brian, Mike Houston was asked about this. We'll get to Mike Houston cuts in a moment, but he was asked about all the Pirate fans that have actually bought Georgia State season tickets so they can go to this football game. It'll be obviously their first opportunity to see the Pirates live coming up tomorrow.
Friend of the program and of TV12, Richard Allsbrook, D.H. Conley, a great in the annals down in Hollywood Crossroads, said that it was cheaper for him to buy season tickets at Georgia State than to buy a single game ticket at ECU for a home game, if that says anything. So I don't think it financially set a lot of people back, but a great idea. And we've seen teams do that in the past. Like Duke always had that. It was great for Duke when teams that had big followings would come in. Their fans would always buy up all the season tickets so they could attend that one game.
Brian, the Georgia State Panthers are a slight favorite against ECU tomorrow. The last total I saw was at 69, so Vegas is expecting a lot of points. What's your outlook on Saturday? What happens?
Well, a lot of people will look at Georgia State and say, brand new program. They weren't very good several years ago. You know, John Thompson used to coach there. Not that that has anything to do with how they were playing, but John Thompson had the ties between the two schools. And really, that's what most people know from the outside looking in. As Steve Logan used to call it, they're not a sexy name program. So they're a new program, but boy, they've improved really a whole bunch of the last couple of years. They contend for the Big South Conference now. They give an Appalachian State the run for their money, and we know how good App is if you're trying to compare apples to apples for where our state. So I think it's probably definitely a pick'em game. Maybe you give Georgia State a little bit of an edge at home, but it's definitely a huge challenge. This is not one that you mark down to the win column when you look at the schedule right away for ECU. They're a physical team. The Big South is a little more physical football, and they have a dynamic offense where they can put some points on the board. And so, look, it's going to be a big challenge for ECU. So I hope Pirate fans aren't thinking this is going to be a walkover win down in Dixie.
Looking at the ACC slate this week, Brian, you got a game tonight. Campbell at Wake Forest. That's on the ACC network at 7 o'clock. NC State has not thought about playing defense so far this year. They take on Pittsburgh. Maybe Boston College can give North Carolina a game. That's in Chestnut Hill. Virginia Tech, big winners over the Wolfpack last week, is at Duke, and Clemson will host Virginia. Florida State also in action against Jacksonville State. Anything stand out to you in the ACC slate this week?
I'll be interested in North Carolina. They've had a 2-week layoff, really 3-week layoff. They haven't played the last 2 weekends. They've only played one game. How do they respond on the road for the first time? So I'm kind of curious. Boston College is certainly no pushover by any means. So I'm curious about that game. And yeah, NC State, we're just waiting to see if they tackle anybody at this point. I still think it's still so early trying to figure out this COVID stuff and how teams are responding and dealing with all the players who are out for contact tracing. It's going to take most of the season before we even figure out the identity of some of these teams, because you're going to have so many different players playing and trying to figure all this stuff out with the stops and starts and how all these players handle it. So I'm still interested in all those games just because we're learning. And if you're like me, you really didn't invest in learning in the preseason because you weren't sure there was even going to be a season. So we didn't get to watch a lot of practices, so we're still kind of all learning this together. So peaked by them all, but I'll definitely be checking out ECU, and I'll be checking out UNC and Boston College.
Brian, the Panthers getting their first win of the season. Are the Panthers better without Christian McCaffrey? I'm joking. That's Mike Davis, though, former South Carolina running back, with a nice performance last week. They got the Cardinals this week. Cardinals are a little banged up, and Panthers trying to win 2 in a row on Sunday.
And home and have fans for the first time. 6,000 to 7,000 fans will be allowed in, so that will make a little bit difference in the environment. No, you're not better without Christian McCaffrey. You can't take that kind of talent off the field and say you're better. It may change your team's focus. It may change your game planning a little bit, not rely so much on 22, but you're still a better team with 22 on the field no matter what you do. So I thought the Panthers certainly got some breaks against the Chargers on the road. I don't know if I ever remember a game where there were so many 50-50 calls that went the Panthers' way. They got some timely penalties from the Chargers, so everything happened on the right side for Carolina last week on the road. Now they've got to return home, and we'll see if they can keep that going again. Look, Kyler Murray, they beat Kyler Murray last year. He is so much improved at the quarterback position this year. So I'm real curious, but I always say teams coming from the West Coast, coming east and playing those 1 o'clock games, the numbers are never really good for them. So it is an opportunity for the Panthers to win 2 in a row.
Final one for you, Brian. We have plenty of time to talk about this between now and February, the next NASCAR season, and when this race is going to be ran. But I saw, schedule changes for next year, and they're putting dirt on the track in Bristol, I believe, and I don't know, Brian. Help me out here. What, are they going to be driving the same cars on this dirt? What's the racing going to look like on dirt in Bristol next season?
Right. So when the schedule came out, I was confused because I knew they were making a lot of changes. 6 road courses. When I saw Elkhart, Indiana, I thought that was going to be the dirt track, but it's not. It's going to be in Bristol. So yeah, they're going to have to run different dirt stock cars, and on dirt you slide around a lot, so what's the size of the track there? And if it's Bristol, that's really small, and that's going to be even more bumping and banging. So it's an interesting experiment, and NASCAR, I think they finally just said, NASCAR isn't what it used to be, our fans aren't what it used to be, we've just got to find ways to get more entertaining product on the field, and road course races can be that. Dirt certainly is going to pique a lot of people's interest. Going to the road course in Indy is very interesting. So they made some changes that will pique your interest. Whether it puts more eyeballs on the TV, we're going to have to wait and see. But it certainly creates interest where you say, I may have to check that out.
Yeah, I'll be tuned in just to, I'll put some eyeballs on it, that's for sure. Brian, good stuff today, man. We will give you a call coming up in the 11 o'clock hour tomorrow morning if you'll join us on the Bud Light pregame tailgate.
All right, I'm going to hang up now and listen to all of Coach Smith's criticisms of everything I said.
All right, let's break them down. What did he say? What did he get wrong?
You've got that much time. I don't know if you've had that much time, so just hit the highlights for me.
All right, thanks, Brian. Appreciate it, man.
All right, Cliffy. See you, Coach.
See ya.
Rick Smith. Rick, you watch any NASCAR? You watch any racing?
I used to.
Yeah.
Back when Richard Petty was running.
Okay.
That's how old I am.
The king. Okay, there you go. All right, Coach, you broke it down Saturday. You were with us on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. We got some of your immediate thoughts after the game. As I don't know, have you gone back and looked at it? Has anything changed from your opinion of what happened between ECU and UCF?
Well, it's like any football game. You know, when you lose, you go back and look at what was the number one thing that happened that cost us the ball game, and it was the second series, third series, fourth series, and fifth series. There was 3 fumbles in a row, and then the interception or the dropped pass on fourth down. So, you know, you only get like at the most, 12 series a game. And in this game, I don't think they had but like 10. Well, 4 of them right there, and you didn't do anything.
And you pointed out that when you do turn it over, that's a lost series for you and 4 added series to a very good football team.
And all those series, they started within less than 50 yards from their goal line.
You had your goals for the offense and defense. Now, you want to go over those real quick and what happened on Saturday?
Well, I don't know but for instance, the offense, the first goal is to win. Well, we didn't do that. And these are just for the kids, like I'd always go over these things with them. I didn't go over the offensive goals, but I knew what they were from the staffs that I've worked on. First thing is win, of course. Well, we didn't do that. Well, if you're going to win, you got to outplay your opponent's offense. Well, so we didn't do that. That was the second one. 2 runs over 20 yards. We didn't do that. We had 1 run, and that was 23 yards.
They had one called back that would have actually got in that category, yeah, but they didn't.
2 passes over 20 yards. We didn't make that goal. We had 1 pass for 28 yards. Make 4 yards or more on first down. We didn't do that. Win on third down. We were 8 of 20 for 40%. You would like to be 50% on 3rd and 7, 60% on 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 70% on 3rd and 1 to 3. We got no turnovers. Score points after a turnover. Of course, we didn't do that. Score a touchdown when start inside the 10-yard line. We didn't get that chance. Success on 4th down. I think we had 1 4th down, and we did not complete that pass. We dropped it.
So these are guidelines you set for every game, no matter the opponent? Pretty much. Okay.
For any, and like we kept, this is the offensive goals that we had when Skip was here. And then the defensive goals were my goals that I had was, this was just the Big East scoring title. So you kept up with that every week. Get the ball for your offense 3 times a game. So our defense needs to get 3 turnovers to help our offense. Never give up a touchdown in the 4th quarter. We didn't make that goal. And when our offense turns it over, the defense has to go out and never give up a touchdown. If you give up a field goal, fine, but no touchdowns. And, of course, win the 3rd down title. We didn't do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, the 4th one there, ECU did all they could to keep them out of the end zone early in that game. So, obviously, you didn't win many categories in a game like that. But if the defense early in the game, Coach, like we said, they kept the Pirates in the fight. And then it got away, of course, later in the game.
The three fumbles and then the 4th down that we didn't convert. There's 4 times in a row our offense goes out and puts the defense back on the field in a bad situation. Could have been worse. And out of those 4 4th downs that we didn't get, could have been 28 points. but it was only 17.
All right. Jay on Facebook Live, you have a question for Coach Smith. You can chime in there. He says, it seems like ECU has always had a hard time getting up for a perceived lesser opponent. When UAB and USF started new programs, we struggled. Georgia State feels the same way. As a coach, what can you do to get everyone's attention when you play a perceived lesser opponent?
When I was a young coach, I tried to be the one to get my players up. And I still continue to do that as I got older. But the older I got and the more experience I had, I kept trying to make my players understand that it was their responsibility to get themselves ready to play mentally. We always did our part to get them ready physically, but you cannot, as a coach, crawl into a young man's head and get him ready to play. You can help him, but he's got to do it. And I've stood in front of defenses before. When I was defensive coordinator, I would have swore they were ready to play, and they went out and fell flat on their face. And I've been in front of them where I didn't think they were ready, and I'd chew their butt out, and they'd go out and play like lights out. You just never know. They're 18 to 22 years old, and you got to have leaders. The kids know each other better than the coaches know the kids.
Right.
And if you got great leadership out of your older kids, usually your guys will be ready to play.
I guess the old cliche, Lou Holtz used to always say, they put their pants on the same way we do, and would act like the Citadel was the best football team when Notre Dame was about to play them. I mean, did you have to do any rah-rah stuff like that when you saw your guys maybe getting a big head? I don't think that can't be the case for ECU right now, no. As much losing as they've done, and they're an underdog in this game, but generally speaking,
you would think with the history of East Carolina versus the history of Georgia State, our players would think, hey, we're just going to walk in there and kick their rear end because the program's only been playing for 10 years. But if we're not ready to play this week, we'll get beat.
Yeah, I mean, as simple as that. All right, Rick Smith joining us here inside the Pirate Radio studios. Shirley, let's get a timeout in. We'll come back. We'll hear a little bit from Mike Houston, and we'll get Coach Smith's thoughts on Georgia State, a team that stopping the run is always important, Coach, but it looks like that's going to be the number one goal this week with this ball club.
The tailback they have rushed for 150 yards last week against a pretty good defense. Now, Louisiana Tech, but University of Louisiana's a pretty good football team.
And gave them 35 carries, too. So they're going to run the football. Yeah. We'll talk about that and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Discover a new wave of refreshment. Crafted using seltzer water, 5% alcohol, and a hint of fruit. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with natural flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, 2019 Chicago. Visit whiteclaw.com for full nutritional information.
Hey, Dad, what's for dinner?
How about CPW's?
Is that the restaurant with the really good lasagna?
It sure is.
Is that the place we got the awesome meat pizza?
Yep, that's the place. Should we do dine-in or take-out?
I'm tired of eating it. Let's go there!
Just say no to cooking tonight and bring the family, or make it a date night at CPW's. CPW's is open daily at 3 p.m. and has been serving the Greenville community since 1995. CPW's in the Food Lion Shopping Center near the hospital.
Let us help you get back to business.
This is Donald Stocks
and Justin Judge of PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
We're ready to assist your business with branded PPE. Would you like face masks with your logo? We can do that. Plus custom social distancing signage.
Now is the time to ramp up your marketing efforts. Whether it's cutting edge, contactless, touchless marketing, or traditional direct mail, we can do it all.
We are PIP of Eastern North Carolina.
Hey Pirate fans, the Papa John's menu has grown again with the all-new grilled buffalo chicken papadilla. The papadillas are part sandwich, part pizza, and are only $6. Choose from the all-new grilled buffalo chicken, Philly cheesesteak, Italian, pepperoni meatball, and barbecue chicken and bacon, all for only $6 each. Also, for a limited time, get any large 5-topping pizza for only $13.99. Place your order today online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
Summertime is here with hot temperatures, thunderstorms, and hurricanes. It's easy to recognize pests invading your home, but a lot of people forget about moisture destroying your home's crawl space. Pest Tech is celebrating its 20th year protecting your homes using dehumidifiers, professional-grade liners, and most importantly, our licensed and highly trained technicians. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com for a free estimate on moisture control and the other silent destroyer, termites. Trust your home to the best. Pest Tech of Greenville, your East Coast exterminating professionals.
Did you know the Red Cross provides about 40% of our nation's blood and blood components, all from generous volunteer donors? But supply can't always meet demand because only about 3% of age-eligible people donate blood yearly. This is Paul Russell from F3 inviting you to join us for our Freed to Bleed blood drive on Friday, October 23rd from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Drew Steele Center on Elm Street. Help save a life by scheduling an appointment at redcrossblood.org or stop by the Drew Steele Center Friday, October 23rd from 11 to 4.
North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip as the state safely reopens. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember the 3 W's. Wear face coverings, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. Focus on moving through the park, keep social distancing in mind, and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park before your visit with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open.
Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are 2 things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
Hi, this is Morgan Ahlers, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. PRL this afternoon is brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, thanks, Shirley. I do like how you tried to combine Carolina and Eagle together to create a new word.
It's Friday.
It is, and I tell you what.
I made it all week and didn't stumble, and I messed that one up.
That's kind of like your thing. I mean, you got your perfect game through 4 days through the week.
And then Friday is just...
Give up a little base hit through the right side of the infield. Yeah. Not a lot of hitting going on in Chicago right now, by the way, as the Cubs and Marlins are scoreless in the 7th. If the Marlins win, they advance to take on the Braves in the next round. If the Cubs win, they'll play a Game 3 coming up tomorrow. You watching any baseball, Coach? You into that at all?
You know, I used to watch a lot of baseball, especially when I was a high school coach. I was a head baseball coach at 2 different schools, and every time the Yankees played, I watched them. That was my team. Of course, I love the Cincinnati Reds. Sparky Anderson was my favorite guy. I carried my Godby baseball team up to Atlanta for a 3-day weekend when the Reds were in town to play the Braves, and they let us. We sat in the dugout. And I met all the coaches because Woody Woodward was the head baseball coach at Florida State at the time, and I had been a GA under him. Well, he used to be with the Reds, so we were in the locker room. I mean, it was a great day. We were in the locker room with them, you know, Perez and Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, all those guys. Johnny Bench's hand was 3 times as big as mine. I've never seen a hand that big.
And as I say that a team can't get a hit, we just got a run on the board, a solo home run by the Marlins, taking a 1-0 lead over the Cubs. Sparky Anderson was the Now, I think Tony La Russa has won in the AL and NL, but he was the first to win a World Series in the AL and the NL.
Yeah, he was with the Reds and with
the Tigers.
Yep. Detroit Tigers.
All right, Rick Smith joining us here as we get you set for ECU Georgia State. Our pregame coverage begins 8 a.m. Saturday morning on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, and Coach Smith will be with us after the game on the U.S. Cellular fifth quarter call-in show. Talking during the break, Coach, and something you want to see the Pirates clean up a little bit this week is the big plays and allowing big plays. And UCF was able to get a lot of big chunk plays on the Pirates last week.
Well, again, just from being a defensive coordinator for years and working for some great defensive coordinators when I was a young coach, we always had a goal every week that we wanted, no runs over 20 yards. No runs over 20 yards, no passes over 20 yards. Now, we gave up as a defense, we gave up 4 runs. We gave up a run of 28, a run of 25, a run of 31, and a run of 20, which was 104 yards. But what killed us was passes. We gave up 7 passes over 20 yards. We gave up a 64-yarder, 24-yarder, 21-yarder, 20-yarder, 20-yarder, another 20-yarder, and a 42-yarder for 211 yards. That's just too much yardage the easy way. And I know our defensive coordinator's pulling his, well, he's bald-headed, but so he's not pulling his hair out.
Yeah.
But, they'll get all that corrected. I know the secondary is young, and it's tough back there. I tell you what, it's tough to be a corner in this day and time.
No doubt about that, the way they're slinging it around. And man, I still keep going back to Tyler Snead last week, only having 2 catches. And Coach Houston and the coaching staff have talked about it. I said last week he was unguardable. Well, UCF had almost a specialty player for him. They had a slot corner that basically took Tyler Snead out of the game. And ECU, I don't think, will face a team that has as good as DBs. Maybe Cincinnati, but that's about as good as DBs you'll see from the Knights last week.
Well, just from recruiting, for 48 years when I was a college coach, plus I was a high school coach from the state of Florida. You draw a circle around Orlando, and there's probably 300 to 400 Division I football players there. And in the state of Florida, there's always great speed. Their corners weren't, real big guys. They were 5'9" was one, 5'10" was one. Their nickelback was 5'10". Then they had 2 safeties that were over 6 foot, but they could run like deer. And they just put their best kid on him.
Did you have any ends in Florida since you were there and coached high school there when you would move on to other places, Tulane or, Kentucky, wherever you were? Did you still have connections back in Florida you could go to help get you a recruiting edge?
I'll tell you a little story about Santa Fe High School. I walked into there, and Coach was an old friend of mine. We had coached against each other when I was at Wakulla High School, and he had a great player named Linville Joseph. And that was when Linville was a 10th grader, and he told me, he said, "You're going to get this, young man. I'm telling you, I'm not going to let him go anywhere but with you, wherever you're at." And everybody was on Linville. I mean, I'm sitting there, I no way I'm going to get him. And he scored it, I think, he missed, the first time he took the ACT, he missed it by a couple of points, and some schools came off of him, and of course, I was recruiting him, and Coach told me, I said, he's going to make it. We're going to take him even if he doesn't. But anyway, we got him. That was because
of the relationship. And your connection helped out, yeah.
The only reason we got him was my relationship with that head coach.
So, well, thank you, Rick Smith, for bringing Linville Joseph here and getting some rings.
Yeah.
And in turn, he helped you out, right? He was some ball games.
Yeah, just a great young man.
Yeah.
Mother raised him, and his grandmother. Just a great kid.
And he's still doing it. Still a pro with the Chargers now. All right, Coach Rick Smith is here. Shirley, let's hit a couple of Mike Houston comments, and we'll dive into Georgia State. Hit his opening comments. These are usually, 45 seconds, a minute, so I'm sure Coach had a lot to say yesterday with his opening comments.
Good execution today. Kids will be ready to play on Saturday.
All right, short and sweet. Coach Houston was kind of intense yesterday during the Zoom, Coach Smith. I think he's focused, ready to go. It sounds like he's ready to get his guys back out on the field.
I noticed that watching his interview. He's I'll say this, and no matter what happens this year, we've got the right football coach. You got to remember what he inherited. Now, I worked 1 year with the guy that was here, and what this program went through for the 3 years before Coach Houston got here, nobody will know unless they were in that building. And I've seen improvement. And if they don't win another game, he's my guy. He will win here if we'll leave him alone.
And it's tough to ask for patience. It's tough to be patient, but that's the reality of the situation, right? It's a lot easier. It takes a lot less time for it to crumble than it does to build back up, right?
When they hired Bill Curry at Georgia Tech, the program had kind of went downhill, and we go in there 1-10, 2-8, then we won 4, and they're ready to fire us.
Right.
Well, guess what we won the next year? 10.
Yeah.
And went to a nice bowl game and won that. So nobody
give it some time.
Yeah, give it some time and understand you don't know what he inherited when he came here. And habits are hard to change. And those habits were formed over a 3-year period with the other staff, and he's got to change those. So give him 3 years to get them changed. It isn't going to take 3 years, though.
Okay, there you go. Coach, well, when you look at Georgia State, and I like your big play stats there. I see Georgia State, their quarterback, Cornelius Brown, had a 23-yard run. So they had one run over 20, and Roger Carter, a 28-yard reception. He had 2 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown. And they had a lot of catches in the teens, obviously, and their big-time running back, Destin Coates, had an 18-yard run. So it looked like they had more maybe chunk plays than big plays against Louisiana, who's a darn good team. But when you look at this Georgia State offense, what kind of stands out to you?
Well, the quarterback is a great athlete, even though he's young, but he's a 6'4", 200 pounds, and he's going to be a lot better this game than he was the first game. But I'm very impressed with him. Now, their offensive line, they've got a redshirt senior, redshirt junior, and a senior, and a redshirt sophomore. So they are very experienced on the offensive line, and to me, you're not going to be good on offense if you don't have a real good offensive line. And I think our defense better be ready to play, or it could be a long day. And then the tailback, Coates, he's not a real big guy, but he's pretty tough.
You said those are the toughest ones to get down sometimes, right?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but 5'9", about 220 pounds. We couldn't tackle him. We'd hit him and bounce off.
34 carries in their Week 1 game against Louisiana. So, speaking of youth, our young defensive line is going to have a challenge on Saturday, Coach, because it looks like they're going to try to pound the football.
I think they're going to come in here and try to control the football game and run the ball. And their offensive line, again, now they've got 6'3", 295 pounds, 6'1", 295, 6'4", 295, 6'5", 285, and you're looking at redshirt senior, redshirt junior, redshirt sophomore, and the redshirt sophomore is 6'6", 330. So they have really good height, good size. They got a lot of experience. They got a really good tailback. I think we're going to see a tight end, and I think they're going to try to run the football.
Another fertile recruiting area too, Coach, where if you can't get into Georgia Tech or one of the SEC schools, Georgia State's right there in Atlanta for you to attend. So they probably got some guys that maybe might have been overlooked, or guys with a chip on their shoulder, I would think.
And the state of Georgia is very, very heavily recruited. I mean, there are a lot of players in the state of Georgia, especially when you go south of Atlanta or the Atlanta metro area. North Georgia's not near as good, even though there's some players up there. But you go to South Georgia, I mean, you go to Albany, of course, Atlanta, all those little towns that I used to go through. There's a lot of kids.
How many back roads in the Florida and Georgia do you know going after high school kids?
A million,
you know them all.
Million of them.
You don't even need a GPS either, do you?
No.
I tell you what, Shirley, let's get another timeout and we'll come back. We'll talk about ECU's offense versus Georgia State's defense. I think the passing game is going to take a step forward this week, and can the Pirates run the ball with success like they did against UCF? We'll talk to Coach Smith about that and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
It's a story that started in a community like ours. Cal Cunningham grew up in Lexington, where church youth groups working at the local brickyard and McDonald's shaped his life. And now Cal's running a different kind of campaign for the U.S. Senate.
I'm Cal Cunningham. I want my service in the U.S. Senate to be about listening and going places where Democrats don't always go. That's what I learned growing up in Lexington, where we don't check voter registration before taking care of our neighbors. We believe in hard work and service, just like the soldiers I served with overseas.
Cal Cunningham volunteered after 9/11, a lieutenant colonel in the Army Reserve who served 3 tours and took on corrupt government contractors. And Cal will take on the corruption in Washington that's been rigging the system for the drug and insurance companies. That's why Cal's not taking corporate PAC money, because he believes the top 1% don't need more favors. It's regular folks who need a voice. He'll be a senator on our side.
I'm Cal Cunningham, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Cal for NC.
Hey guys, listen up. The next 30 seconds is very important because we have an announcement. Shimmer Boutique is your one-stop shop to make you look good and thoughtful. This is Ashley at Shimmer Boutique. We specialize in men's and women's apparel and also carry the biggest selection of local hats and jewelry. From Yetis to Hey Dudes, this is the place for you. Did I mention we also have free gift wrapping? Come check us out at our new location on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks. Shimmer is your one-stop shop for the whole family, and we will always make your shopping experience easy and fun.
Your CBD store in Greenville has the highest quality CBD products in the country. Your CBD store is the first and only brand that carries USDA certified organic products such as gummies, honey sticks, and high absorption water-soluble liquids, which are all made in the United States. They even offer products for your pet. The educated staff will help you answer any questions, and you can stop in anytime to get a free sample. Your CBD store, locally owned and operated, open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, right beside Duck Donuts in Greenville.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-breaded, hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip as the state safely reopens. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember the 3 W's. Wear face coverings, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. Focus on moving through the park, keep social distancing in mind, and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park before your visit with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
2020 certainly hasn't been the year many of us were hoping for, but one thing has stayed the same. I'm Tim Sutton with Greenville Auto World, and our commitment to our customers has never wavered. Let Greenville Auto World show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Greenville. We believe in fair prices, superior service, and treating customers right leads to satisfied repeat buyers. Your vehicle is a big investment, and our customers trust us to keep them up and running with outstanding service and value. For Greenville Auto World, cross from Hardee's at Bell's Fork.
This is Brian Packard, ECU former baseballer. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Pirate fans, if you're hungry for the best ECU news and information, then you need to be part of the Pirate Radio digital platforms. Keep up with the latest breaking news and information by liking us on Facebook and following us on Twitter and Instagram at PR927FM. Listen live and to all of our archived programming anytime by visiting PR927FM.com. Stay connected beyond your radio dial with all of the Pirate Radio digital platforms. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Cliff Rock.
All right, thank you, Shirley. Chandler Honeycutt, video production today. Got Morgan Ahlers in the bullpen. He'll be joining us at 5 o'clock inside the Pirate Radio studios. We'll open up the booty bag as well. Got more Mike Houston cuts to get to. Rick Smith, former ECU defensive coordinator, joining us now inside the Pirate Radio studios. Coach, ECU and Georgia State coming up Saturday. The game is on ESPNU. Our pregame coverage begins at 8, and Coach Smith and I will be with you after the game on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. We talked about the matchup between ECU's defense and their offense. Now let's flip it, Coach. And when ECU has the ball on Saturday against Georgia State, where do you think the Pirates will have success? What do they need to do to have a successful day on offense?
Well, last week, Georgia State's defense, they gave up the run. They 39 runs for 240 yards, 6.2 yards per crack. I think we need to try to run the football, which most offensive coordinators are going to try to do that every week anyway. But if we can run the football and throw it when we want to, I think we got a great chance to win. If we can't run the ball like usually, you're going to get beat.
And it seems like, at least in recent years, ECU has passed to try to set up the run, and the run just hasn't worked. And I think Mike Houston, going back to his James Madison teams, wants to establish a tough, physical, running football team. And I don't know if he's got the personnel to do it yet, Coach Smith, but I think that in a perfect world, he'd want to run the ball to set up the pass rather than vice versa.
I believe you're right there. Just as an assistant football coach, I wasn't a head coach except in high school. But as a defensive coordinator, I loved working for coaches that wanted to establish the run and they were going to win running the football. Skip was that way.
Yep.
And it makes the defense better. If your offense is constantly trying to get better in the run, well, you're getting better as a defensive football team stopping the run. And I just always, I thought Skip did a nice job of running the football, and that's why we won games here.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that aspect of it and look, Lincoln Riley, his offense put up a million yards and 1,000,000 points, but if you're running that stuff in practice during the week, your defense isn't seeing much power run to practice on, I guess.
In Lincoln's defense, when you go back and break him down, he's 50-50 run pass.
It just didn't seem that way, I guess.
Yeah, it didn't seem that way, and that was one of his secrets.
And by the way, our last 1,000-yard rusher at ECU was Ventavious Cooper, and Breon Allen was close to hitting 1,000, but our last 1,000-yard rusher came in that offense.
I know a lot of time, Lincoln and Coach would meet every Monday morning, and that's something that, and I would be in the meeting too. The two coordinators and the head coach would be in those meetings, and that was something that he always talked about was, in order to win this game this week, we've, again, everybody thinks all we are is a passing football team, but we're going to have to run the football to win this game. And every day at practice we had an inside run period where we didn't do anything but run the ball, and the defense knew they were going to run it. We put the ball on the goal line and say, you got to run they're going to run the ball 4 times in a row. If they score 4 times, you're going to run 4 gashes on defense. If you stop them 4 times, they got to run them just to get them tough.
What did you think of our running game last week, Coach? We saw it a lot there late in the game. These young backs, Raji Harris and Keaton Mitchell, getting some touches and moving the football down the field. We want to see that in the first quarter, the second quarter this week against Georgia State. But does ECU have enough, you think, on the O-line and in the backfield to run the football on this team?
I think they do. It's just something they got to commit to.
Yeah.
And I know Donnie Kirkpatrick, and I know Donnie wants to run the ball. He knows he knows in order to be a great offense, you got to be able to run the ball. And I know Steve Shankweiler the same way. They both believe in the run. And if you go back and look at the history of our head coach when he was at James Madison, I mean, they came in here and ran the ball on us.
We saw it. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, he believes in that too.
And with that being said, that helps the passing game out so much and would really take a lot of pressure off of Holton Ahlers when the defense is set up for a run and you can play action and hit them over the top with our big play receivers. But the passing game has to be cleaner this week if ECU wants to win. And I'm not saying you got to throw it 50 times, but be more efficient, I guess would be the word, with the passing game.
Well, it would be great to run 95 plays and 45 of them be runs and 50 of them be passes.
If it was a dream world, that's how you would script it, I guess. This Georgia State team, and kind of a lot like East Carolina, they were taking on Louisiana, who was coming off a win over Iowa State. Louisiana's ranked, and Georgia State had a lead at the half. They were able to win the first quarter, win the first half, and then Louisiana got going there in the second half. But both of these teams, kind of, desperate teams, 0-1, and kind of an even matchup on paper. So I'm expecting a good ball game on Saturday.
I'm expecting Georgia State to play better than they are because they're 0-1. This game is at their place, and of course we're 0-1. I worry about can our defense hold up against their offense. The quarterback is a redshirt freshman. This will be his third ball game, and he's gotten better each week. They've got tall, skinny, fast receivers. Their O-line is experienced. That little tailback's hard to tackle. Our defense has got their hands full, and if we don't play better on defense than we played last week, it could be a long day.
Well, I wrote down some numbers earlier this week. I don't have them in front of me, but they would make you cringe as a defensive coach. I looked at their scores from last year, and them and their opponent combined for 90 a couple of times, 80, 4 or 5 times. So they play high-scoring shootout-type games. Georgia State does, and we might be in for one of those tomorrow.
Well, Georgia State's defense now versus
Louisiana,
they only get 57% of their passes. Their defense held their opponent to 57% completions. Third down, they were great. They were 22%. Was all they gave up. Great defense. Their opponent had 3 of 14. The defense had 2 sacks, had a pick, and they had a safety. So they played pretty good on defense now.
Yeah, that's especially against that Louisiana team, which can put up a lot of points. Shirley, let's hear more let's get Mike Houston's thoughts on Georgia State. Cut 7, Shirley, as he gave his thoughts on the Panthers.
Well, they're a really good team. I have tremendous respect for the job that Sean's done there. And like I said earlier in the week, I can see his identity in the way they play, especially offensively. Him being, a veteran O-line coach. They're really, really solid up front. They do a great job of controlling the line of scrimmage, running the football with some physicality. So we've got to be able to match that physicality, and we've got to be able to play at a very, very high level. We got to be ready to compete. I know his kids are going to, so it's going to be a great matchup. Really looking forward to it.
All right, there is Mike Houston talking about Georgia State, Coach. One thing we know is that Mike Houston has had physical practices leading up to the season, and he was asked by Ronnie Woodward if that physicality at practice has continued now that they're in season. That's cut 8, Shirley.
We have to. It's we didn't get spring practice. We got a bunch of young kids. We got to teach them how to play, and you learn how to play by playing. So practice. Excited about this kind of matchup for us. I think it's good for us, and I can't wait to watch our kids play.
All right, so Coach, how is that different, from your coaching experience, the physicality level, fall camp versus in season?
We always the coaches that I've worked with that were good, and all of them were good, but some were better than others. Everybody's familiar with Coach Holtz, and he was here 5 years. Every Tuesday, we went live. Buckle it up. It's going to be live versus the defense. Offense versus defense. Now, I'm not saying for 30 minutes, but one day he would put it on the 40-yard line going in. They got 40 yards to score, and we'd give them 6 plays. And then the next day we'd put it on the 10-yard line, and they got to score, and we got to stop them. And then we'd also put it on the 4-yard line. But we would get about 20 to 30 full-speed reps every Tuesday with our starters on offense and defense. 1s against 1s, 2s against 2s. And then on Wednesday, we did kind of the same thing, but it was the 1 offense against the 2 defense and vice versa. So you're getting, on Tuesday and Wednesday, your offense may get 40 to 45 full-speed snaps.
Is that, and what would that number be kind of leading up to week 1, like your fall camp? Do you do a lot more of that live stuff? Yeah. Okay. So the 40 is kind of a lower number.
We used to keep up with it as a staff, like as the defensive coordinator, like going into the first ball game, I wanted 250 live snaps of scrimmage. Okay, basically that's 2 Saturday scrimmages that I'm going to get about, maybe 80 plays. So that's 160. Then usually during that month before the season, you're going to have 2 half scrimmages during the week, like on a Wednesday. So you had 4 scrimmage opportunities, 2 full scrimmage days on Saturdays, and then 2 half scrimmages like on Wednesdays.
Well, it sounds like that's kind of the Skip holds mold here. He says that they're still being physical at practice, and it's the only way to really get your guys ready for a game, right?
I don't think Skip's going to ever change, and that's why he's successful.
And Skip will be on TV tonight. Louisiana Tech taking on BYU. They better be physical.
Yeah.
BYU looks like a world beater right now. They took Troy. They outscored their opponents this year. I counted it up the other day. I think it was like 110 to 10, something like that. I mean, they have blown out 2 opponents so far this season. But Louisiana Tech, Joe Sloan, former ECU holder, the offensive coordinator at Tech. Remember Joe? They are putting up a ton of points too. So it should be a fun game tonight.
Joe was a walk-on quarterback here, and he was my scout team when I was the D coordinator. He ran the scout team for me as the quarterback. He was a 4.0 student and just a great young man. He got married here recently.
And got into it early, and now is an offensive coordinator at a big school like Louisiana Tech, so that's awesome for him. All right, I got some Blake Harrell cuts. We'll hit those, Shirley, if you still got those pulled up. And we talked about this on the 5th quarter, and blitzing Dylan Gabriel at UCF might be different than blitzing a guy that's about to play his 2nd college game. So we'll hear what Blake Harrell had to say about the blitzing they did against UCF, and then talk about how that might work on Saturday. This is Cut 5, Shirley.
Well, I think we blitzed about 60%. We were in an odd front, I think, about 50% of the time, even front about 50% of the time. So those pressures, that's kind of what we want to be. We want to be a go attack, go play downhill, create negative plays, and we're throwing the punches. We're not reacting to the offense as much as they're reacting to us. Now, as far as we had to zero out a few times, especially early in the ball game, they got the ball across the 50 a few times, and we just we had to go attack and bow up right there in a situation where they're going to take some shots. And UCF is kind of one of those teams where, hey, you better bring it if you're going to bring it, just to try to get to the quarterback and make him get rid of it quick. So that was kind of the thought there. Not always will we zero out and we're bringing 7 at times. So, but it does get home, and it's a good pressure. So you might see it some.
60% of the time, he said they blitz. Now, what does that mean? Is that just? I was talking about this with Stephen Igo. You would know better, being the defensive coordinator. Is it just sending one more extra guy than you have on the line? Is that considered a blitz, or is it sending more than they have to block? What is a
blitz? Is sending at least 6. Okay. Now, and then you may blitz and engage. Like if the back's in the backfield, if he flared, your defensive end would flare check him and take him. All right. Now, if he blocked in the middle, then your blitz check guy would take him. But the only way you ever get to the quarterback is you got to send one more than they have to protect. Otherwise, you got to just beat somebody one-on-one, which that's kind of hard to do. But if we blitzed 60% of the time last week, we need to spend a lot of time blitzing because we didn't blitz very good.
Yeah, and again, I think it's a different animal, UCF, versus, again, this guy's about to play in his second college football game, this quarterback, as the quarterback of Georgia State. So you hope that you can have more success blitzing against this team than you did against UCF.
Yeah, I don't even know how, and I used to blitz too. Now, I was kind of known as a blitzer. I really wasn't. I blitzed, somewhere between 20 and 15% of the time we would blitz. Now, blitz is bringing them all. Mm-hmm. Now, we pressured quite a bit. Like, you send your 4 down linemen and maybe you bring one of the outside linebackers on one side.
Right.
The next time, maybe you bring one of the inside backers. I call that pressure. 5-man pressure.
And I wonder if that goes into the 60 he was talking about.
I'm thinking it does because I watched the game and I didn't see that many all-out blitzes. I did see one that they scored on where it real easy to see all 3 linebackers came. They came early and you could see it, and it didn't help us.
Right. That's part of the disguising part, the pre-snap stuff you talk about. Yeah. Right. You don't want them to know what you're doing. When they do, it could be trouble.
Now, if you're going to show it, line up on the line of scrimmage and just show it. Get your, like if you're playing a 4-3 defense, that 3 technique, get him in that B gap, get that other tackle in that A gap, and walk those 2 linebackers up. Now, they got to do something quick. But everybody's on the line of scrimmage, and then sometimes you do that, and you back out.
Yeah. Well, Coach, we will talk to you after the game. This is your last minute before the game that we'll talk to you. You got a prediction or a thought on the game, your final thoughts on ECU, Georgia State?
This will be my comment every week. For us to win the football game, we got to run the football. And, of course, if we run the football and they don't, we'll win the game. If we can't run the football and they can run the football, then we're going to lose. To me, that's what it's always came down to. And then the other one, if both teams are having success running the football and they're, kind of everything's equal, who gives up those big plays? It's like last week, what did we give up? We said we gave up 7 passes over 20 yards and 4 runs over 20 yards. Well, you give up 11 big plays, you're going to get beat. I don't care who you playing.
I'll throw one more obvious one out there to you. ECU is -4 in the turnover department right now going into this game. Need to reverse that tomorrow, right?
The year, I'll give you a stat. When I was the coordinator at Tulane in 1997, guess who led the nation in turnovers? Tulane, 42.
Was that Sean King or Ramsey?
Sean King was
Sean
King was a junior that year.
Okay.
And that year we led the nation in turnovers, had the first winning season in 23 years at Tulane. The next year we went undefeated, and we were 3rd in the nation in turnovers that year, in the nation, with like 39. Turnovers can turn a team around.
Not a coincidence that whoever wins that battle wins the game more times than not.
Yep.
Coach Smith, enjoyed it as always. Appreciate it. We'll see you after the game tomorrow.
Amen.
All right, Rick Smith will join us on the U.S. Cellular 5th quarter call-in show coming up on Saturday. We'll take a timeout, come back, get you set for hour number 3. Got Morgan Ahlers coming in, got a prize to give away out of the Pirate Radio booty bag. It's all ahead on Pirate Radio Live after this.
The Man Cave Salon for Men was built on the concept to serve only men. The Man Cave is the place for men to get together and take care of themselves. I'm Amanda from the Man Cave, and we offer professional manicures, pedicures, and a salon for all your hair care needs in a true masculine environment. Go to our website at mancaveandnails.com and book your appointment today. The Man Cave, now open on the corner of Evans and Fire Tower. Stop into the Man Cave and get your best life.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery. Slash delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you're like many, you may have put on the Corona 5, 10, or even 15 over the last 2 months. Well, the weather is warm and it's time to get that body back on track. At Clean Eats, we have you covered. Our weekly meal plan will quickly help you get back to where you want to be. Order online at cleaneats.com. Our cafe is back open, sanitized, and waiting to serve you healthy lunch and dinner options for dine-in, takeout, curbside, or even delivered through our delivery partners. Clean Eats, it's a lifestyle. 805 Red Banks Road, Arlington Village.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
The Frells family lives on a lush piece of land called Greener Pasture, and they work on it behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. With its durable construction and features that hook up to dozens of attachments with ease, no job is too tough. The Frells family runs with us, because this is more than just land, it's home. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Get quality at every turn with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer, with 27 locations in North Carolina and southeastern Virginia. Find out more at qualityequip.com.
Here today with Angus, also known as Jeff Bell to his friends and family. Why F3?
Well, in terms of trying to develop yourself physically, when you depend on yourself, you can have kind of good periods and bad periods, but with F3, the social aspect of working out just really motivates you to go a lot farther than you can on your own.
One letter, one number, F3. Fitness, fellowship, and faith. All workouts are free of charge and open to all men. Leave no man behind, but leave no man where you find him. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Hey, this is Chef David Finelli from Pop's Old Fashioned Cheeseburgers. Today I'm going to tell you about our family meal deals for 4 hungry adults. We offer Finelli's Cafe lasagna, chicken parmesan, eggplant parmesan, spaghetti and meatballs, our hamburger steak and gravy with mashed potatoes, pork chops. If you'd like to order, please go to our Pop's Old Fashioned Cheeseburgers Facebook page or our website. Choose your meal, order online, pay online, roll up, and we'll get it right out to your car. Thank you from the Pops crew.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, where good health hits home. Visit your CBD store today on Arlington Boulevard across from the mall. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Your CBD store is the largest CBD retailer in the country and is now offering curbside pickup and free shipping for online orders. Your CBD store has the highest quality, all-natural products with no chemicals. If you suffer from inflammation, if you have trouble sleeping at night, or if you just need a little pick-me-up, your CBD store has everything you need. They have gummies, honey sticks, and water-soluble liquids. I use it to sleep at night. I have a nighttime CBD oil that I use, and it is the best thing that I could have gotten. You can check it out. Your CBD store is located on Arlington Boulevard next to Duck Donuts and online at cbdrx4u.com. Your CBD store, Greenville, where good health hits home. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live on a Friday as we take you in to your football weekend, and Morgan Ahlers will be along for the ride here in hour number 3. Hello, Morgan.
Hello, Clip.
Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
All right. We got a fun hour 3 ahead. We will hear more from Mike Houston. Maybe get into more Donnie Kirkpatrick, Blake Harrell, get Morgan's thoughts on the first game, and get Morgan's thoughts on the second game of the season coming up on Saturday as ECU takes on Georgia State. We also, Morgan, have to open up the booty bag later on this hour.
Booty, rocking everywhere.
Yes, sir. We will do that and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Representative John Bell, the Majority Leader of the North Carolina House, and it has been an honor serving the people of Eastern North Carolina the last 8 years. I've had the privilege of working with your local representatives, Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey, as they delivered hundreds of millions of dollars in COVID relief funding to our small businesses, healthcare providers, and families right here in Pitt County. Unfortunately, their opponents are funded by radical liberal out-of-state donors that want to destroy our agriculture heritage, defund the police, and silence your voice by buying this election. This is not North Carolina. We cannot and will not let this happen. Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey are focused on solutions, not revolutions. They will make sure your voice is heard and represent our Eastern North Carolina values. So Pirate Nation, the choice is clear. On November 3rd, please support and vote for Dr. Perrin Jones and Chris Humphrey for the North Carolina House. Strong voices for Eastern North Carolina. Paid for by the John Bell Committee.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is former ECU tight end Bryce Williams from my friends at the Auto Store Group. If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, then the Auto Store Group is for you. The Auto Store Group has 3 locations and over 150 quality used vehicles to choose from for all budgets. Shop their entire inventory today at theautostoregroup.com. The Auto Store Group, your hometown store and Pirate owned and operated for over 38 years. Go Pirates!
Do you think you or your employees might have been exposed to COVID-19? ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers same-day COVID-19 results. No referral needed. Same-day results available. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville offers easy employer solutions to COVID-19 testing. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville is located across from Vidant Hospital on Executive Circle behind Southern Bank. Call for an appointment or walk in. ArcPoint Labs of Greenville, 215-5688 or arcpointlabs.com.
Let's turn a trip to the branch into a tap on your phone. Let's hit pause on a lost debit card without hitting pause on life. That's how First National Bank is redefining convenience with a top-rated mobile app that puts more security and control at your fingertips and friendly people to help you succeed right by your side. Let's get started at fnb-online.com or your local First National Bank. FNB member FDIC.
Hey, this is Jay from Villa Verde. Did you know that Villa Verde opened up its second location? Yes, it's Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard across the hospital. This new location is a fast, casual environment where you can make your own bowls for only $9.95. Choose from our fresh ingredients from our toppings bars or enjoy an amazing rotisserie chicken. We promise you can be in and out in less than 15 minutes. For a quick, healthy meal at an affordable price, visit us at Villa Verde Dos on Arlington Boulevard. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
CD's Grill in Winterville wants to thank you for all of your support during these crazy times. CD's Grill has the area's best country cooking, and you can come and enjoy a down-home breakfast or one of our daily country lunch specials at CD's Grill.
CD's now has an incredible lunch special from 11 till 2 every Saturday. Choose from 2 hot dogs, cheeseburger, or chicken sandwich with fries and a drink for only $4.99 at CD's Grill every Saturday.
CD's Grill, 111 West Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, where good health hits home. Visit your CBD store today on Arlington Boulevard across from the mall. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. North Carolina state parks are now open for visitors. Parks should be used for exercise, fresh air, getting out in nature, or a day trip. Visitors should enjoy themselves, but please remember to focus on moving through the park. Keep social distancing in mind and avoid large groups. While most facilities and activities will be open, please contact any state park with questions or visit ncparks.gov/open. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. Clip Brock and Morgan Ahlers, voice of Dottie Ficklin Stadium, here with you on Pirate Radio Live. Morgan, welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome, sir. I was trying to get my Facebook, YouTube live thing.
I know.
Squared away here.
You're good. You're good. Got the volume down. We're all good to go.
Well, again, new to the iPhone world, there's a button on here that says silent. On the side, you turn it, it says silent. It doesn't silence. It silences the phone. It doesn't silence the media part.
It's like that commercial where they're teaching all the dads and parents to hit your silent button. There is no silent button.
Well, there is. It's a silent on, silent off, but it doesn't silence the media
the
part.
Volume, yes, of the media. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Good to be here, though. Nice, beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day. That it is.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Morgan, how was your experience doing the PA announcing for an almost empty Dottie Ficklin Stadium on Saturday? What was it like?
It was interesting to start off with, and you can relate to this. Normally, when you do a game, especially football or basketball and baseball, you're doing a lot during the breaks, but football especially, you've got anywhere between 4 and 5 PA reads in between timeouts. And with ABC, they were running about 30 seconds longer than normal. Well, the other day, we didn't have any. We might have one read. So I was like done in 10 seconds and then was bored for 3.5 minutes. But it was interesting, and Justin and Eric did a great job of putting together the music and the crowd noise, and they had the crowd noise going in the background, and certain times he would pump up the noise a little bit. There were certain levels it had to stay at, and it could not exceed, I think, 75 decibels throughout the stadium. But one of the weird things, or the eeriest things, was there were a lot of injury timeouts the other day. UCF is famous for using, I'm going to say it, using an injury to slow down things, and the guy goes off and he's back in the next play. Looks like they have to amplify his leg, amputate his leg.
Kevin Monroe called them out on that during the broadcast.
Oh, it was brutal. And last year when we were making the run we had at UCF, they didn't do it at all in the first half. In the second half, I think they had 11 stoppages of play for injuries. And they had one on the big screen last year at UCF. The guy runs off and he's being helped. The last 4 yards going to the sideline, he sprints and he laughs. He says, "I got him." And you could read, "I got him."
Yeah.
And he's back in the next play. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But when they would turn the crowd noise down completely. And so there's nothing going on in the stadium. You're talking about something that's really eerie. You got both these teams, and you're calling the game, and I'm focusing on the game, so I'm hearing the crowd noise, and it sounded like a normal football game, with the exception of the emotion of the game.
Right.
But then when you're not doing anything, you really realize there's nobody there, and it was a little bizarre. By the way, they used 44 of their 100 tickets last week.
UCF did?
UCF, we counted 44 people in the stands. They were all given 100 tickets. So why didn't they give the other 56 back to ECU so we could use them?
Yeah, great question.
But it's UCF.
I don't know. For the game itself, great start for the Pirates. They go down the field on the drive of the game and score a touchdown. UCF comes back and scores, and then it's like, okay, game on. And that's when the problem started for ECU. The ball got slippery. Morgan, 3 fumbles, and then they failed to convert on 4th down, and that's 4 straight times you give the ball back to UCF, a team that good. Obviously, you can't do that, and that's Donnie Kirkpatrick talked about it this week, and Mike Houston and everybody in between. The turnovers really were the killer on Saturday.
Yeah, it was. It was one of those things that not necessarily we didn't give up a lot of points early on for the turnovers, but the fact that the defense was on the field, the offense wasn't on the field and able to capitalize on it, because it could have been a much different game early on had we been able to capitalize on maybe 2 of the 4. But it wasn't. And then UCF does what UCF does, and hats off to what they put together down there. They've got a very experienced football team, very good, very athletic, very good.
And their offense is so good, we probably underrate how good they are on defense, wouldn't you say?
I thought their secondary really put I'm going to say damper, or I'm not going to say shut down, but I'm going to say put a big blanket on our receivers, not allowing them to get off the line of scrimmage and really contesting them early on. And the fact that we weren't getting a lot of time in pass protection and the receivers are taking a while to develop the route didn't allow for a good offensive day. Second half, we ran the ball a lot, looked good doing that, got those guys a chance. I think this week you've really got to focus on getting your receivers open, getting your receivers as part of the play, because the passing game at East Carolina is a momentum game. It's when we were successful last year throwing the football, you got into a rhythm, you got into a momentum type football game, and when those guys do that, it puts a lot of pressure on the defensive backs and make them do the same thing our defensive line was having to do against UCF last week when they were getting their tempo, have to get down, get in position, go. And when our offense is clicking like that, it puts the pressure on that the defensive secondary of your opponent, and hopefully that'll happen tomorrow.
And you said it. I mean, the lack of separation from the receivers was an issue on Saturday, but across the board, and then Holden had his pass in the end zone that was ill-advised, that he'd probably say he probably shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No, there's not a he probably didn't. He probably said that.
There was that.
But you're trying to make something happen at the time, and that's what,
At other times,
you learn.
You don't get a lot of protection. At other times, you don't get any separation. And then at times, you get a drop. Like, so many things have to happen to complete a pass on every play, Morgan. And for whatever reason, whatever it was, that passing game was not clicking on Saturday. I've said all week I expect it to click a lot more coming up against Georgia State.
Georgia State's a good football team. They've done a good job of building that program down there. Had a chance to sort of investigate them a few years back. They were really pursuing Holton. Obviously didn't go there, but they've done a really good job, and they're building that program. I think Georgia State and Appalachian State are the two teams in their conference. I think they're going to battle it out for several years to come.
And Stephen Igo brought up that their quarterback was looked at by Alabama, and I don't know how hard Nick Saban looked at Holden Ahlers, but he was contacted by Alabama, correct? So there's an interesting tidbit for you. Both of these starting quarterbacks on Saturday looked at by Alabama, so that means they're pretty darn good players. But we're going to see a lot of athleticism at the quarterback position for both teams this week, Morgan.
I think so. Hopefully, again, one of the keys that happened last week or didn't happen last week, and Brian had Steve Shankweiler on his radio show a couple weeks ago and was talking about the continuity of an offensive line. And when you're looking at any successful offensive line, regardless of the level of football that you play, the guys that have been there together and know each other and have worked as a unit more and more, the more they develop, I guess is what I'm trying to say, together, and know that, hey, Clip, you're right tackle, I'm right guard tonight. I know what you're going to do, and I know sometimes, by being out there together. And East Carolina, through the preseason camp, has had to put a lot of guys in there because of the COVID contact. Not necessarily being COVID sick, but COVID contact tracing, where they were out of practice for 14 days.
Including the guy that's been around the longest, right, Deontay Smith,
yes,
who was not able to have a full offseason.
Yep. There's the advantages to it as you're putting a lot of players in. And last week we had to play a lot of players. I mean, you had at one time, I think Trent Holler was playing right tackle. And he's the backup center.
Yeah.
But you got guys that have played those positions, so it's not foreign to them. But they're just still not that cohesive unit. And I think as the season goes on, you'll start seeing that unit become more and more together. And when that happens, that's going to give the offense a little bit more time to run what they do and do what they do and run the routes they do. I was watching a game this week. It was the Monday night game, and talked about the
the cohesive unit that Kansas City has on the line, and the ability for Patrick Mahomes to let a play develop another 3 or 4 seconds or 2 seconds on one of the touchdown passes to let his guy get down the field. Instead of 1-2 throw, it was 1-2-3-4 throw. He took a couple extra steps, and you're able to do that when your line blocks.
Well, I mean, I think you can even look at UCF. Rick Smith kind of harped on it last week. They're the veterans they have on their team compared to the youth that ECU has on their team. And I think we saw that, they can out-athlete you, out-scheme you, but that experience they have also can win you games. And it won a game against ECU last week. And you just hope week to week, Morgan, what you're talking about, that continuity with the O-line, you hope you can have the same guys in there playing together, knowing one another, knowing what they're going to do, and then as the year goes on, that can improve.
Well, they've got one of the best coaches in college football,
no doubt,
with Steve Shankweiler. He does a great job of developing talent. He does a great job of bringing the guys together, and at times putting a square peg into a round hole, like he did last week, had to move a center to right tackle. But again, he's experienced enough during the week. He's made those adjustments to say, this is what you got to do. We got to practice you over here just in case. And there were some just in cases last week.
Morgan, what'd you make of the distribution amongst the running backs? And late in the game, we saw the young kids come out and play well. Keaton Mitchell ended up the leading rusher for the Pirates with 66 yards. We saw Rajee Harris get 12 carries for 42. Penix with 39. And had a touchdown. And then Chase Hayden fumbled on his first play as a Pirate, I believe, but was able to bounce back, have 9 carries, 42 yards. Of course, Ahlers adding 55 yards. So they ran for 244 yards. A lot of that came late in the game. But what did you make of the run game overall and how it was distributed?
I thought the distribution, obviously, you just read the numbers, pretty even.
Yeah.
Keaton Mitchell, lightning fast. Holton told me that this year. I think he had a long, in one of the scrimmages, like a 94-yard run. And he said once he gets it, if he hits the hole, you better hold on because he can take it to the house. I think Rajee Harris showed what he can do. He's a back big physical running back. I think as he goes on in his career, he's just going to get better and better and better. Chase Hayden, I'm glad to see him bounce back the way he did. I like some of the things that I saw from him, the shiftiness, the explosiveness to get to the hole. And the Darius Penix is just a big, strong running back. His strength is once he gets going and gets out there, and then he's got some great hands and can catch the football out of the backfield.
And we don't know, if Penix is going to play this week. The tragic loss of his father, Morgan, and Donnie Kirkpatrick talked about it earlier this week, and he was asked, Shirley, cut 7 from Donnie, if Penix expected to play. It was a 2-part question. He also talked about what they need to do to beat Georgia State. But here's what Donnie had to say regarding Penix and if he expects him to play.
He says he wants to play, and I think it's a deal where he thinks that's what his dad would want him to do, and so that's his decision. He and Coach Houston have visited with about that part about it a lot more than I have with him. So as of right now, he has practiced. And he's practiced hard, and he's practiced well, but you can just see it in his eyes. You can just see it in his body language that he's hurting. So we'll see how that all plays. It could be one of those inspirational deals. You know what I'm saying? Brett Favre type like moment. That we all know about. But we're not expecting that. Keys to winning the game will be obviously starting with the ball, the turnover battle. You know what I'm saying? We've got to solve that issue immediately, or we'll have no chance with anybody we play. We can't give them 4, extra possessions when we don't get any of those back. So I think that'll really be a key there to it. So I think the middle 8 that Coach Houston's been talking about has been the point of emphasis this week, which is the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. We've got to find a way to play better in that little stretch. And it's amazing. He showed the team today a deal. I think it kind of maybe came from Bill Belichick or something. They'd done a study. And, excuse me, it's about 76% of the time you win the game if you win that middle 8. So that's going to be something we're going to really emphasize this week as well. And then we're going to have to keep the defense off the field.
All right,
we got to score points, but we got to keep them off the field.
Sorry to interrupt, Donnie. Donnie Kirkpatrick, ECU offensive coordinator, talking football and talking life too, Morgan, and the passing of Darius Penix's father. And I don't know. Do you know anything about if he is going to play or not play? Or
I know that, and I believe he made the trip. I'm not 100% sure. I know that he wanted to play.
Yeah.
And I think he changed his number from 7 to number 40 in honor of his father. And again, prayers and condolences going out to Darius and the Penix family, and for the loss of Darius's father. And that's just, you can't imagine what people go through when they have a tragedy like that. My dad, would he want me to play? Would he not want me to play? And personally, if God forbid something to happen to me, I would want to hold out there.
Yeah,
I'll go on record as saying that, because I'm the kind of guy that would say, "Don't worry about me." At that point, I'm gone. You go,
No, yeah.
Pop a beer and
have
a party.
And Mike Houston talked about it. He said that his father passed away somewhat recently, and he's a grown man.
Last year, I believe. Yeah.
And he said he just can't even imagine what Darius is going through right now. But,
because it was a sudden loss. It wasn't expected.
So
again, prayers for his family.
Absolutely. And again, it's he's a big part of this backfield. But we saw that if you're without Penix for whatever reason, there are plenty of guys in the backfield that can get the job done. The Pirates running the football very well last week against UCF. Hope to see it against Georgia State. Morgan, what's your take on tomorrow? What do you think we see in this football game coming up at noon?
Hopefully, it's a game that the Pirates can get on track this season. It's been such a long preseason. I think it was 57 days before they kicked off last week. Normally, in a preseason matchup, preseason time, you're talking 25 to 30, and pretty much double that.
Yeah.
Georgia State really hasn't been much different either. I mean, I think they played one game. And they've had
lost to Louisiana.
Yeah, and they played 2 weeks off, and they're getting back after it. So I'm sure.
Well, there's a key too. Don't misread the test results, so we can play this game.
Well, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't misread them. It was the lab that misread them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, whoever is reading.
I feel bad for them. I feel bad for the folks at Charlotte that had a game that was postponed, and it's just a weird deal.
Yeah.
And I posted something that if those 4 tests were, came back wrong, were there any more anywhere else that lab is handled? It's kind of
it's like in the courts, right? When like a certain lab makes a mistake, they go back and look at all the other cases that had stuff in that lab. So I don't know, who knows. I just hope there's a football game at noon. I think there will be on ESPNU, and it'll be the Pirates and the Panthers.
Well, Nina, who's the operations person for ECU football, she sends out an email on Fridays to all the parents, sometimes on Thursdays, but by Friday definitely, telling what the schedule is going to be and what you can and can't do. And last year, she did such a great job. We're going to be at this hotel in Orlando. The team gets out of meetings at 8:30. You can meet them in the lobby until 9:30, and lights out by 10 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. This time, the team hotel in Atlanta, they get down there this afternoon, I think about 4:30. I think they flew out about 1:30 here. You can't see them in the lobby. You can't go to the hotel. The team basically is in shutdown mode. Once they get to the hotel, they go to a certain meeting room. They do their meetings. They have their team dinner away from everybody else. They pretty much shut them down, and even after the games, you can't go see them after the games to say, "Hey, great game! Here, give me a hug. Have a safe trip home." You can see them from like a 30-foot window and say, "Hey, go," and they walk right to the bus, get their food, and go right to the bus. So
yeah, different deal for sure. It is pretty neat though. Kenny Curlings is in Atlanta. He has tickets to this game, Morgan, and
he's watching a Def Leppard tribute band tonight. I told you there was live music down there.
You did.
Yeah.
You said that last week, I believe. Yeah. And a number of Pirate fans have actually bought season tickets for Georgia State football to go see this game. Brian North mentioned that Richard Allsbrook said that it was cheaper for him to buy those season tickets.
I think it's like $42 for season tickets.
Than a single game ticket at ECU in some cases. Mike Houston talked about that. Shirley, let's go cut... Where am I?
Cut 6.
Oh, yeah. How'd you know that?
Was it really?
Morgan threw out a number. Cut 6. A number of Pirate fans have bought season tickets to go watch this game for Georgia State, and Mike Houston talked about that.
I think it's fantastic to have our fans there. I know that, we got more tickets for this game than we got for our home game here. So appreciate the state of Georgia allowing that. And so our kids, they'll have family members there. I know we got a lot of loyal fans that are making the commitment to go down there. And I promise you're going to see a team ready to play at 12:03 Saturday, and they're going to be fired up. So everybody make the trip.
All right. Mike Houston was fired up yesterday.
He was fired up.
Practice. Morgan Ahlers. And Morgan will not be in the ATL, but you will be planning to go to Tampa, right?
That's the plan right now. And I think that Florida, we mentioned last week, Florida, Ron DeSantis, the governor there, had lifted a lot of restrictions. There are still some local restrictions in place. I don't know if USF has made the decision to allow fans. I think they have to a certain degree, but as of last week, they still hadn't even come out and said they were going to allow fans there. I think they can have 20% capacity. And that one, I think, is Raymond James Stadium. Is it
Raymond? Yeah, it's a big stadium.
Yeah. So hold like 60, so that can probably put 15 to 20,000 people. Although USF plays Notre Dame this week at Notre Dame, I believe. I think that's right.
No, they already played that game.
Did they play that game?
Yeah,
they play. Who
Let
they
me
play?
See
this
who
week?
they got this week.
I'm just trying. I was looking. Maybe I looked at last week. I can't. I don't know. Apparently, I did. They got beat last week, like 52-0 or something.
Well, they're going to get beat this week too, Morgan. They play at Cincinnati.
Okay, that's who it is.
Yeah,
they're going to get beat. So they're going to come in probably 0-3. We're going to come in 1-1, and hopefully it'll be a great game. But let's take care of the Panthers of Georgia State. Is it the Panthers, the Mountain Lions, the Nittany Lions? Who is it?
Nittany Panthers.
The Nittany Panthers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cameron is on the way to the game now. That's pretty cool. And I figured there would be a handful because, again, this is the first opportunity to see this team play live, and people are excited for football. So we should see some purple in the stands, I think, tomorrow.
I think you'll see more purple than
blue.
Than you. No, I don't think that, but I think you'll see a lot more people than you really think that you'll see.
What was that?
I don't know. I'm confused. These fans in baseball are really getting me confused. They get me fired up.
We've also seen like 8 batters hit, so it's kind of a strange night. By the way, the Marlins do lead the Cubs in the 9th inning, 2-0, but the Cubs do have Jason Hayward out at second, and they're trying to get him in. Morgan, you need to let's take a break, Shirley. We need to you need to get a cool picture of Morgan DJ Captain Morgan on the ship in Raymond James Stadium, the pirate ship they got.
If they'll let me on there.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
Yeah, that would
be
good.
Cool.
New profile pic.
Yo-ho! Oh my God!
Shirley, let's open up the booty bag.
Yeah.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Booty, 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 clippy everywhere. Caller number 93.
All right, that was awesome, but let's do 12. 317-1250. Caller 12 is our winner. Did we say what we were giving away today?
Pirates Cove Car Wash.
Pirates Cove Car Wash, the old Captain Special.
So this is for us?
That's for tomorrow. We're giving away Bud Light tomorrow, Morgan. You mean to text Troy and make sure this isn't for you?
I thought it was for me.
It's right in front of you.
But it's warm.
It is. But
there's some cold ones in the back.
Yes, sir. 317-1250.
Honestly, we're not drinking any of your products.
Caller 12 is a winner. Pirates Cove Car Wash, the Captain Special for free. You can have it if you are caller 12. We're back after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new 2020 Buick Enclave and save over $9,500 off. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an auto owner's independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with auto owners insurance.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate fans, this is head coach Mike Houston. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been taking care of our athletes here at East Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury or if it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the folks who have been taking care of me and many of our fans in Pirate Nation, or visit them online at orthopedicseast.com. Go Pirates!
Hi, this is Billy Parker, and football is here. Tailgate at home with family and friends this season and let Parker's Barbecue do all the cooking. While tailgating at your house, let us provide all the food with our delicious chicken, barbecue, seafood, and sides. We can customize packages for any size group, big or small. Give us a call today and place your order. Parker's and football, a winning combination. Also shipping nationwide at parkersbbq.com. Parker's Barbecue is how friends and family come together.
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals, reliable for over 4 decades. Visit delcorinc.com today.
Register for Army ROTC to be a leader and an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. You could also be eligible for a full tuition scholarship. Lead the team that makes a difference. To learn more, contact Dale Anderson at 252-622-5346 or Anderson, DAL, at ECU.edu. Paid for by the United States Army.
Pirate Radio.
You know, I think this is a pretty blue-collar, tough, hard-nosed fan base, and that's the way our teams are going to be.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, where good health hits home. Visit your CBD store today on Arlington Boulevard across from the mall. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back to the show. Taking a look at your stock market, the Dow dropped 134 points and closed out at 27,682. The NASDAQ is down 251 points at 11,075, and the S&P is behind 32 at 3,348. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Congratulations to Susan Deans of Greenville. Picked up a captain's special from Pirates Cove Car Wash. Keep your vehicle clean with the Pirates Cove Fast Pass with unlimited washes for only $9.99 for your first month. Pirates Cove Car Wash, the ultimate car wash experience and the official car wash of ECU Athletics, with locations on 10th Street, Fire Tower Road, and Memorial Drive. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, congratulations to Susan. She is our Panthers fan that always checks in with us on Friday when Tony Dunn is here. Good week. She got a free car wash and a Panthers victory this week.
That sounds like a good week to me.
And maybe another one coming against Arizona on Sunday. We shall see. Got Morgan Ahlers here in the Pirate Radio studios. ECU, Georgia State, coming up Saturday at noon on ESPNU. We'll be with you on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, bright and early, coming up at 8 a.m. on Saturday.
You guys did a great job last week with that.
Thank you, Morgan.
Really did.
And you're welcome to pop in anytime. I didn't think about it, Morgan. I don't know how much you want to talk about it, but I'll bring it up. Like you just said, this will be the first time you haven't seen Holton Ahlers live in a college football game at the stadium.
Been fortunate enough that we've made all the away games, and tomorrow can't go to Atlanta. I have a wedding to do tomorrow night, and been booked for a while, and we knew that going in, so that's okay. But it's going to be different. It's going to be different yelling at the TV or not yelling at the TV. I will not be anywhere in the public eye. I promise you that. I just don't know how I'm going to handle this.
I understand,
it's kind
man.
of different.
That's crazy. I understand, but I don't understand because I've never been in that situation. How much yelling do you do in the press box off mic?
Enough that when years ago I had a text message from Griffin, one of my son's dad, "We can hear you." The mic was stuck.
Where was Griffin?
He was in the stands.
Oh boy, that's not good.
No, and not as much because I'm trying to. By the time the play's on, there's. I'll say something after I call the play or something, but
because I do know you, even before your son was on the roster as the starting quarterback. I mean, you're a Pirate fan.
I have been for you. Yeah,
you're into the game, so maybe it has something to do with Holton, but a lot of times it doesn't. You just want the call to be the right call on the field and everything.
2 years ago, when they were building Town Bank Tower, they didn't have any windows. Okay, it was open air.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah,
and something happened, and I took my pen and I slammed the pen down, and it bounced. Right out the window.
Oh no!
But it was good because they didn't have anybody that had the wire fence down below.
Oh yeah!
So it didn't hit anybody in the head.
Okay, good.
I checked, but I said, "Anybody else got a pen?"
Mine flew out the window.
It did. It was down there
somehow, some way. Yeah. All right, got to get that first W coming up on Saturday. Let's hear more from Mike Houston, and let's see what have we not heard. Oh, here's Glenn Griffin. Asked Coach Houston, will he try to have a balanced attack? Does he want to see more of a balance in the run and the pass? And cut 9, Shirley, here's what he said.
We want to stick the ball. I don't care how it gets there. We want to run the football and we want to throw the football. We want to be effective doing both. So I expect to see us vastly improved offensively this week.
All right.
Coach Houston's press conference yesterday, intense.
Definitely.
I watched it after the fact, obviously, once it's posted on Pirate Radio Live and the YouTube channel and all that. And I was waiting for that one Joshy type question.
Shout out to Josh Graham.
No offense, Josh, if you're listening, and I know you are because we're so good. And I was waiting for that one question that would just
set him off.
Yeah. You got to go for it every time.
Ride it. But it never got to that point.
It never did.
No.
And Coach Houston's very, very controlled, and he was yesterday. He was intense, but he was controlled.
Yeah, and I wonder, what the practice has been like this week coming off that loss. Again, I'll speak for myself. I thought ECU, I predicted, what did I say last week? 54-30. That was my score. It was pretty close to that. So I that's what I thought would happen. But these coaches expect to go out and win every game. So they lose that game. They turn the ball over the way they did. They give up big plays on defense. It was probably not a fun week of practice for these players, Morgan.
No, I think it was an eye-opening week of practice, maybe. But it also gets them into game week mode. You can say all you want to that, 2 weeks out we started focusing on UCF, and they did. But the fact is that was their first football game. They didn't really have their full scrimmage type situations that they have preseason. They had them, but they were spread out several weeks. But now they're in game week. Now they know what to expect. They know that when you get hit in the mouth, you got to get back up and you got to go again, and you got to work harder than everybody else. And I think you're going to see a big change from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, and I've asked Rick Smith, I asked Blake Harrell also, is it a cliche, the old you improve the most after your first game and going into your second game? They both said that in a lot of cases that's true. And not only was it maybe a tough week for the players in practice, but a teaching week as well, Morgan, I would say.
Yeah, again, there was a lot of expectations the way the offense wound up last year.
Yeah.
The fact that we really only lost one offensive lineman, so you've got all these guys coming back, but we talked about it earlier in the show this hour, that the offensive line is not as cohesive as they're going to be in week 2 or week 3 or week 5 or week 8 or week 9. It's going to become more of a close-knit group. We can stay healthy. And I think that's going to allow this offense to do a lot of different things in the air and on the ground.
Shirley, let's hit Donnie Kirkpatrick cut 8. He was asked about Georgia State's defense and gave his thoughts.
Georgia State is very, very similar really to what our defense does in alignment type deal. They're a 3-4. We're a little bit more of a 4-3-3-4. They're the 3-4 version of that. It's a slant and angle defense, which means they're always moving up front. They play way back off the ball. If you really watch football and you don't just watch the ball, you know what I'm saying, and you really watch the game, you'll notice most defensive lines are right up on the football, as close to the football as they can get. They want to get that quick start. Their D-line is literally a yard off the ball. This is, man, it's like 20 years ago type deal. I know when I coached the defensive ends in Appalachian State back in the late 80s, this is the way you played. It was more of a read front, and everybody was slanting, angling as well. And our defense does a lot of that too, but they're up on the ball. So it just causes havoc, though. There's so many twists. There's so many different linebacker blitzes. Some are really blitzes. Some of them are just many different ways to bring 4 guys and 5 guys. So it confuses you. It gets you to play kind of a ugly game. We say a little bit, you can't get rhythm. You'll get big plays because you'll catch them in a movement, but then they'll catch you. And so, you have to be careful about having a lot of lost yardage plays, and they play really, really hard. The one thing we put the tape on Sunday, and everybody plays hard at this level, but I mean, they play extremely hard to the next level. You turn the tape on Sunday and we were like, wow. Okay, now they got the good culture there. Sean Elliott, who I know from Appalachian days, he's an offensive line guy. He's a very passionate, very excitable kind of coach. And he's got them playing really, really hard, and they play very, very physical. They're up front. They're really good. Our offensive line knows they're in for a huge challenge this week, and the linebackers really run well, and the safeties support the run extremely hard. So they're a hard-nosed physical team that causes a lot of confusion.
Donnie Kirkpatrick on the defense he will be facing on Saturday, the Georgia State Panthers. Donnie also had a message for Morgan and I earlier this week.
Well, you're not an idiot. Neither one of you are. Okay. And trust me, I know what an idiot is. I know how many people think I am one.
That was Donnie actually talking about Ronnie Woodward and Stephen Igo. Not idiots. Well, we're not idiots either.
Well, we're close.
We are about as close as you can get. In fact, we might go over the line a little bit. What do you? I mean, this defense, Morgan. They held Louisiana in check for a half, and then the Raging Cajuns, who are ranked by the way, ended up coming up with points in the second half, winning that game in overtime. But I don't know. Again, their defense might be pretty good. I expect our offense to play much better week 2.
I do too. And one thing, in East Carolina over the last 4 or 5 years hasn't been a very deep football team.
Yeah.
Okay. Georgia State is not a very deep football team. And their defense is, and again, they went to a bowl game last year, but you look at their depth chart, and they've got some older players, but they're building a program too. So from a depth standpoint, I think we're going to be actually deeper than they are,
right?
Especially on the defensive side of the football. And if we can put pressure on them and continually make them run up and down the field, that depth or lack of it from them on defense is going to show up, especially I think in the second half.
Morgan, I have an interview with Donnie Kirkpatrick that will air Saturday on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, a world exclusive that has not been heard by anyone. So that's coming up on Saturday. He mentioned something I didn't really think about. They're running the ball there late in the game. The clock's moving. They're kind of just getting out of there while working on their run game. But they score late on the sweep play.
Sweep
Ahlers to Snead for the touchdown. And he talked about how the coaching staff and the players wanted to stay in the game and finish strong. And how it gives them, they lose the game, but that touchdown at the end gives them a little momentum, leaving the field, heading into practice, heading into week 2. I didn't really think about that until Donnie brought that up.
Central Florida was a good example of that last year. The end of the first half, we scored, kicked a field goal. Second half, we came out and started getting a lot of momentum, and that carried over. I think we played Temple the next week. Then we played Cincinnati. Then we played SMU. So it was the start. It was the start of something, and I think that could very well be what might have happened at the end of that game last week.
Yeah, you hope so. All right, let's get our last time out in. We'll come back, get ready to wrap up Pirate Radio Live, and send you into your football weekend. More with Morgan Ahlers when we return after this.
Hey guys, listen up. The next 30 seconds is very important because we have an announcement. Shimmer Boutique is your one-stop shop to make you look good and thoughtful. This is Ashley at Shimmer Boutique. We specialize in men's and women's apparel and also carry the biggest selection of local hats and jewelry. From Yetis to Hey Dudes, this is the place for you. Did I mention we also have free gift wrapping? Come check us out at our new location on Greenville Boulevard behind Starbucks. Shimmer is your one-stop shop for the whole family, and we will always make your shopping experience easy and fun.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
Can't make it to the game? Relax. Bostic Sugg Furniture can provide you with the best seats in the house. We have the area's largest selection of Lazy Boy motion furniture in stock and ready to go. Lazy Boy recliners, reclining sofas, love seats, and reclining sectionals in hundreds of colors, styles, fabrics, and leather, all at a very comfortable price. Remember, when it comes to Lazy Boy motion furniture, we're your ticket to the best seats in the house. Bostic Sugg Furniture in Greenville.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
There have been many changes in the automotive world. At Phelps Chevrolet, the Phelps boys are here to take care of you. Mike, Daryl, and 4 of Mr. Phelps' grandsons, Wade, West, Allen, and Clay. You see, things at Phelps remain the same. The Phelps team has served Eastern North Carolina for over 50 years. We make your visit easy and fun. We are your neighbors, and that's what neighbors do. Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville. Like Mr. Phelps' great-granddaughter says, come in and get you one.
Get your sports weekend started at Familia. Every Thursday, Familia has $2 drafts all day. Stop by with your friends and family for some New York-style pizza and have an ice-cold $2 draft. Sunday brunch is the best for food and family. Come and enjoy favorites like shrimp and grits, made-to-order omelets, French toast, and drink specials like $3 mimosas, beer mimosas, or $5 Bloody Marys. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with RentAFishTank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. RentAFishTank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. RentAFishTank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at RentAFishTank.com.
This is Billy Weaver from WIATN. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, where good health hits home. Visit your CBD store today on Arlington Boulevard across from the mall. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, got damage? Damage from wood rot? Fixed. Damage from smoke or fire? Fixed. Damage caused by water? Fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right. Thank you, Shirley Rhodes. We didn't really have a top story today, or I guess our top story was actor Rick Moranis getting sucker punched while walking in New York City, Morgan. It wasn't you, was it?
I don't know. It's my Rick Moranis. I don't know. No, maybe. Not bad. I don't know. Hoser. Hey, Hoser.
Wait, are you the gatekeeper?
It's not bad.
No, I'm
not. That's even better.
So, Rick, if you could go ahead, Morgan.
I'd like to give a shout out to Tim Sutton, Greenville Auto World,
Absolutely.
checking us out here today. Thanks so much, and big shout out to him. Truck was acting up yesterday, came and got it, working on it. Just got a note saying, "Hey, we're listening to you, and it's ready." So thank you so much.
All right,
they do a great job. They do a great job.
Thanks for tuning in. Also, a fantastic singer.
Yes, he is. The Tim Sutton Trio.
A trio
of Tim Sutton and the two ladies that are in his trio. They've done the national anthem several times over at East Carolina.
I've seen them at churches perform before.
And fantastic. If you ever get a chance to check out the Tim Sutton Trio, do it, because it's well worth it.
A man of many talents.
He is.
Just like our guest today, Morgan Ahlers.
I wish I could sing.
You can.
No.
Don't do that modesty thing.
No. I'm dead serious. Tim's a singer.
No, he is.
Tim's a singer.
Like a professional singer.
Yes, and that to me would be really me. I can fake sing.
You're a good karaoke singer.
I can with certain songs.
Yeah,
I can pull off certain songs.
Stroking.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that one before. What else have I seen you do, Morgan?
I do. I don't know.
What are your go-tos?
Like The End of the Night, Wonderful Tonight, Eric Clapton.
Mm-hmm.
Drift Away. I don't know. It's been so long. Actually, starting Wednesday night, I get to do it again. Do karaoke
cool.
Again, yeah.
Congrats, man. Good for
at
you.
The Loft. I'm going to be doing that at the Loft.
I know you enjoy that.
Were y'all just talking about Clarence Carter?
Well, we were talking about Morgan is a...
Can you do Dr. CC?
Yeah.
Like now on demand?
You got the music?
No, I just was wondering.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
You're one of those?
Yeah, I am.
One of those.
Let's say
I might do some Luke Combs.
Okay, now here's my question for you. If you're doing karaoke and you're doing Journey, are you up there with other people, or are you doing it by yourself?
No, I'm up there by myself.
You got skills. If you want to go that one, I'm going to go ahead. But if you say, I'm going to do Don't Stop Believing, but we're going to bring up 13
it's
people.
It's going to be me and the fellas.
No, it's not me. I'm the show. I'm moving up there on the stage.
All right.
I'm getting the crowd involved like I'm...
Wednesday night.
Okay.
The Loft, 8 o'clock. Be there.
You got it.
After sports trivia.
After sports trivia.
All right, there you go.
Okay. Go over there.
Head to AJ's and then go to the Loft.
That'll work. I'll be there till 11.
We're competing for your clientele right now. It is funny. I feel
mean to offend you or anything.
I'm very offended. I've filled in for you a couple times, Morgan, and I've if I had your questions, which I always have a million questions because I don't want to screw it up, but I would tell you what happened, and you're like, oh, that's probably Joe. Oh, that's probably Sally. All your regulars that do the same songs and the same things every week. It's hilarious, but it's like a subculture of people.
But it's so much fun. Because,
it's awesome.
Because karaoke is one of these type of entertainment that's not really in your face. You don't have to get up there and rock out in front of people. Some people do, and they have a good time doing it. But it's more of a sort of... It can be funny.
And everybody's having fun.
Yeah.
That's the main part.
And some people can really sing, and some people can't. I can remember, what was the guy's name on American Idol? William Hung.
Yeah, that's right.
She Bang. I think that's what he sang that song. And he was so bad. And I said, there's no way. There's absolutely, because this was before really I started doing karaoke shows. And he is so bad that he's got to realize it. He's got to realize it.
Mm-hmm.
No, he probably didn't.
He's just having fun.
He's just having fun doing it, and there's a lot of people that get up there, and I'm one of them. I'll be honest with you. The only keys I have and know what they are the keys in my pocket. I know nothing about singing. I can fake sing a lot.
Morgan, the man of many talents, the man of many voices. I wish you did a Mr. T, but you don't. That's the only voice you can do. Oh, really?
Yeah. Pity the fool.
You're getting better. You're getting better. What is your prediction for this game on Saturday, Morgan?
I'm going to channel it. Can I channel it?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's bring it back for the people.
Prediction. Is that good?
That was really good.
East Carolina, 42. Georgia State, 28.
42-28. Pirates win. Take the over. Shirley, Chan Man, great job all week. What are y'all jamming out to something in there? I looked over. Like, I think.
Sorry.
Does he have like a YouTube video of him doing that song?
No. I was. Chan and I have been discussing off air about some of our musical tastes over the years and the difference between some rappers of the past to rappers of the present and that stuff. So I was kind of showing him a little education on some of the female rappers that I grew up listening to, and I was playing a song.
Mary J,
Lil Kim,
Missy.
No, Little Kim, Missy Elliott, MC Lyte, Queen Latifah. Those are my. Those are my girls. DeBrat, yeah. No, but I can't put. DeBrat was good in her own right, but I can't put. She's not in the same league.
Is it DeBrat, or if you're in Germany, is it DeBrat?
That's a good one to end on. We will see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. on the Bud Light pregame tailgate.
Well, it's like 5:57.
But you know what he said? We will see you tomorrow morning. You know what that means? It means he's ready to go. He's hungry.
I have a long close prepared.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I have to talk about we'll be here Saturday morning, 8 a.m. on the Bud Light pregame tailgate. We have an awesome giveaway, a case of beer, and a $25 gift card to Parker's Barbecue. We'll do that during the Bud Light pregame tailgate.
You're still a minute and 10 seconds away from the post. Go ahead.
After the game, we're with you on the U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call-in show. Shirley Rhodes.
5th quarter call-in.
Myself. Rick Smith. Chan Man might be hanging out
I'll
tomorrow.
be here for the 5th quarter.
So we'll have a full crew taking your calls. You can watch us and chime in on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And, okay, I think that's all I had to say.
Can we end by me singing Journey?
Go.
Yes. There we go. Let's go.
A singer in a smoky room. The smell of wine and cheap perfume. All right, we're going to jump to the end. Here we go.
All right.
Don't stop believing. Sing it with me, Morgan. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Oh, we'll see you, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following